Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of the Bullpen. Kev, we got a huge board. Why don't we get straight to it right now? Go ahead and lead us off.
Yeah, thanks, Raf. Today we're talking about the clean aesthetic of Gold BJJ. They're phenomenal streetwear they've got. It's not just training gear, guys. You can get streetwear. Raf, are these all Gold BJJ? All of these cards are Gold BJJ?
Yep, just read the script like we talked about.
Yeah, you're right. They've got a variety of styles. They have a bag. It's phenomenal competition gear. You can bring it with. You can throw it in the wash. Raf, these are really cool. Are any of these for me? Like that bag?
No. They didn't have any stuff for you. They ran out of your
Well, they're
sizes.
really affordable if you need to go out there and get them. You can just get the stuff, goldbjj.com.
These shorts are awesome. I'm going to get this. Wait. Oh, this
Do they have a second set for me? Is that a thing they have?
They were like, hey, man, we ran out of stuff, and they didn't have it in your size because like fat. You know what I mean? So, like, these are all for like me. Anyway, go visit our friends at goldbjj.com.
10,000 hours is a steep mountain to climb to become a master, especially when the task at hand puts a relentless demand on your body. There is nothing casual about this sport. It's all in, all effort, all focus. It takes a lot from you, but the reward is unmatched. Mastery of oneself, an acute understanding of your weaknesses with an explosive sense of your strengths. Being able to complete the climb to mastery requires the proper. This is why it's important to take in a potent blend of electrolytes that is in tune with your output and brings strength to your goals. This potent blend is only found in Salt Electrolytes. Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs.
Elevate your BJJ game with inverted gear, where pandas and performance meet. Whether you train in a gi or prefer no gi, we have something for you. Our gear is built to last and designed to perform no flashy extras, just high-quality craftsmanship and minimal design. Plus, pandas. Don't miss our back-to-school sale going on now. Visit www.invertijar.com and roll with confidence panda style.
What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcast. No, that's not the podcaster. That's not the dude. He does podcast. That's the dude. Look at this guy. RAF ESPARZA, rejoin introduction, joining you guys live from 10th Planet Las Vegas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to so much of our coverage. Yes, we don't have an open mat going on right now. Yes, we do have absolutes going on. Right now, it is the female absolute, which, by the way, a great return to form. We did have the first round of absolutes in the dudes category, and we will give you some recaps on those as well as some play-by-play for the current matches. But we would be remiss if we didn't say thank you to all of our sponsors, including, and not limited to, Gold BJJ, Salt Electrolytes, Future Kimonos, who sponsored all of our sponsorship giveaways, and we'll get to those in a second for the raffle, and of course, Gold BJJ, which I already said that one, right? Did I say that one already twice? I did? Okay, so then there's a third one.
Gold BJJ.
I was like, wait, Salt, Gold, Future,
Inverted
gear. There's the last commercial. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to our good friends, BJJ Mental Models, who gave us some codes to give away. I think we're going to end up utilizing those promo codes a little bit later throughout the week. We'll probably start doing some interactive trivia on the episodes. But there has been too much show to do that in this particular juncture. But you guys want to talk some jiu-jitsu, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and go to our panel, and let's see who I'm picking when I press these buttons. and let's see where it goes to. How about we say hi to one KEVIN Sherrill? Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm having a blast.
You went to go do a coffee run, and it was a gingerly coffee run. How did you feel about getting some coffee? Like, what was the need? Are you a person who has to re-coffee or re-caffeinate midday?
Yes.
Okay.
About 4 coffees a day.
Oh my God.
I have a problem. Yeah, it's real bad.
That's
I'm gonna
not good.
listen. The Deadpool for how I go. If you're looking at like, staph infection is strong. That's possible. We've already discussed my allergy to artificial citrus, but like heart attack, that's got to be up there. That's got to be at the top.
If you think about it, though, we dodged a bullet. You were still with us, so it did not kill you.
Yeah, they haven't got me yet.
So I think it's a good time to transition to one Tim Freeman. Nope, that's me. That's you. That one's Tim.
Hey.
Tim, for you, don't laugh at this, young man. This has been a long week. And the button 100% says names that are not them. Somehow the cameras sometimes choose to go a different direction. But anyway, Tim, speaking of salt, there's a better transition there. Tell us a little bit about salt electrolytes, please.
Salt electrolytes. We have been living on this stuff for the entirety of the trip out here covering CJJ and ADCC. It is I need one of those packs, man. Throw me some salt right there, right in front of you. Salt electrolytes. It's a hydration drink, right? It's like like standard hydration electrolyte drink, but it has additional elements in it that your body needs. Raf, toss me one of those salts right up there. Yeah. So what I got right here is the lemon lime that I think the new slogan is lemon lime. It didn't kill Kevin.
Lemon lime, non-lethal. It's a drink to die for.
It's the modern day Mikey likes it. Congratulations. This is our life cereal. It's got calcium, iodine, magnesium, zinc. I'm just reading this off. Sodium and potassium. Real fruit extracts. This is made by some great people in the jiu-jitsu world, and they're helping us out in a serious way because all this doesn't come for free. So thank you so much, Salt Electrolytes. You can check them out at saltelectrolytes.com. We've been giving them out all week. Everyone's been drinking them, and no complaints, man. Yeah, they're great.
Well, speaking of which, we did have somebody here. Oh, are you moving yourself? I was going to move.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out.
Thank you. It does take me a second to recalibrate here, so you just saved me a few button pushes.
Yeah, I was also kind of like in Tim's frame while he was talking, and that felt.
I have to be honest with you, young man. A little bit of feedback here. When you are doing this, sometimes your natural disposition has been this angle, which has made me on edge on if I have leveled the cameras properly throughout the show.
Yeah.
And there are times when I do this to tilt to go, did I do that right? And then I look and I go, no, it's functionally fine. You're tilting down.
We're all trying to line our heads up.
I've had some people tell me that they're like, bro, do you is everything good? I'm like, breaking my stuff and lay it out like this. I'm putting these chairs through their paces.
All right. Well, let's give some updates here. Did you break it again?
Yeah, I've been breaking it all weekend, man.
God. Listen, hold on. This is.
He
It's
literally
pre-broken,
pops
my
the
friend.
chair off.
It was like this before.
Child, this is how this works. Boom, boom.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that on
This is pretty much
This is the issue.
the entire trip right here. You're witnessing it right before your very eyes, right here.
That's how it broke.
This is what I have to do.
The lean?
Holy shit.
I mean, probably.
This dude smooth criminaled that thing off of it. He kept leaning into it, and then it just gave up. It was like, I can't support him anymore. That Euro's too heavy right now.
Kevin just gave the shrug that the guy gives on the episode of Cops when the cop's like, "Have you been drinking?" And the guy goes,
Hey,
we got a
it's
guy
Ben.
here. Oh, we got Ben here.
Oh, is
Hey,
Phenomenal. A
wait,
distraction.
did he show up in a suit?
I was like, who is this dude?
Holy shit.
What a guy.
Wow.
I literally did not recognize. I'm like, oh, this guy's like a kickboxer or something. He's coming to train. He's got
He's
a
coming
private
to
lesson.
challenge us right
Yeah, like,
now.
who's this dude? Is this the guy that wanted the score updates and is pissed about the play-by-play? He brought his pads. I'm here to bang, bro. We got a.
You know what?
God,
He
oh,
keeps
wow.
showing up like
Suits and Crocs.
the suit dude who's like, I give you this, you give me that.
There you go.
Presentation.
What's going on, Ben?
Look at this dude. Dude, so did you dress up? Did you get a suit for us, or is this the work attire?
No, I'm gonna change out of this like immediately.
No, this is great.
I brought this for a little gag. I've worn this once.
You've worn this once? But hold on, it can't be a gag unless the people see it. So hold on. Here's what I want. I'm going to go with full camera here in a second. But I want people to understand that this man walked in like he was a stunt double originally for Adam Sandler. So when he came in, it was overbagged shorts, a large T-shirt, like he's about to play basketball. And now this dude is suited up where I say, I don't know, man. He looks like some VIP concierge that's going to hook me up with some show tickets
Like a
right
Matrix stunt double.
Yeah, man. Is that John Wick?
now. Is that John Wick? But
Keanu?
let me go ahead and show you.
Yeah, you were dying at the door. I was like,
is
polyester.
this hot to be in? Anyway, go ahead and strut behind. And
You got a funny idea of
hold on.
strutting, young man.
We should. It's almost funnier like this. That
Dude,
we
you should just.
I just
you
hired
shouldn't have said a
security,
word.
by
You
the
should have
way.
cut the full camera and just had him there.
It's hold on, you stay there. I'll fix the camera angle. I just like the idea that I hired security. The internet comments were getting too intense, so that I just hired somebody to come back there.
He
behind
hired
me.
security with all the people he knows is the 6-month white belt.
It's like the best we could
Oh,
get.
God.
This is the best was what we could afford. We got $17 together.
He could work for donuts.
So here's the dumb part. I guess I am modifying it, but it is not moving. So stay there, kid. You just got to go there until I get the technology right.
Beatrice just tapped Kendall Roosing, I
Oh,
believe.
man. All right, here we go. Look at this. Look at this kid. Look at him styling and profiling behind me. Like, but legitimately, it's the lean. It's the crossover. So show me how you were outside of the door when you showed up.
Dude, look at those. That's self-defense hands right there,
So
dude.
Yeah.
Tim thought that you were a kickboxer
Yeah.
that was like coming to settle a score in a movie.
Something, yeah.
So you definitely have a slicked look. We should see what we can do with this personality, this character, if we would.
yeah.
Because I think what we can do is we can make this dude the guy who starts our shell corporation and that he literally just gets really shady shit done.
He's the president. Like
can we
president
send him
something.
to the ADCC after party like this?
Oh man, that'd be so good.
This is
He
the
could
guy
be
we
our
need to send.
ambassador to the ADCC.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got the shave, but I'll shave for that.
He's willing to sweeten the
Get
deal.
off camera. Thank you
Shave
so
what?
much, Ben Vine, everybody. So hold on. What do you mean you get to take that off?
That was just for the intro.
Take this one off. I'll keep it a little more.
Hold on. Do you see this group here? Does anybody important look like they have taken off their suit jacket? Wow. Hold on. Hold
Oh,
for
calm
applause.
down, Kevin.
Hold for applause. Okay, good. I'm just saying, real ones wear a jacket right now.
Nah, man. Ben, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm with Kevin on this one.
Why are you with
He's
Kevin?
with
Who's
me.
ever with
Let's
Kevin?
go.
You know what? They not like us. They
They
not
not
like us.
Yeah, bro. It'd be different if it was like super hot or a
Future is
million
now,
people.
old man.
Get the fuck out of here, young man. I don't care how good you are at stall calls. Nothing beats a Mexican that's super angry that the production hasn't gone right. Anyway, but you know has gone right. Some stuff in. Ooh, they're going through some replays right now. So that was. Oh no, this isn't a replay. That is a replay of.
It just happened.
Oh
we got Dante
man,
Leon
Leon.
and Mika Galvo up. It should be cutting to him in just a second. Here.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good to know. But let's give you some recap. So Tim, what has been happening in the men's absolute?
Absolute. Well, I'm trying to keep track. I know Wagner advanced. We got Mika and Dante Leon. Mika just submitted someone not too long ago. He had a beautiful back take. Baby Shark got eliminated in his first match, which is odd to see him lose.
Yeah.
You know, but the B team dude, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name.
I mean,
quite a bit larger than
it's,
him.
it's a strange phenomenon when you do see Nicholas Marigali is unable to do this, and yet Cyborg is back in the mix again.
And Wagner.
Well, I mean, Wagner, listen, dude, Wagner shows up to the absolute whether he's been called or not. He just wants a fight.
I feel like Wagner shows up to like local wrestling tournaments and enters them, local jiu-jitsu contests. Like, in-house tournaments. He's coming to scrap everybody.
Yeah.
I 100%
Buffalo
think
Wild Wings.
Wagner is the dude that shows up that says, "Is registration closed?
Yeah.
Can I sign up day of, please?"
Day of, dog. You got a day of pass, dog?
So this is Isaac and Wagner then, right? Is that what's going on there?
This is Dante and
That's
Mika. Oh, in the
No,
bracket?
in the bracket, but they just showed a preview of it on
Yes,
bottom.
I believe so.
Okay. So, Kevin, can you fill us in on what's going on then?
Talking about with Dante and Mika?
Or just what the brackets have been? Because what happens is here, and this is part of the confusion, what we try to do here on the show. Oh, shit, Dante Leon trying to attack.
that's
And I
brutal.
see
And he tapped.
tap from Mika Galvo. Dante Leon, respect on his name back there.
Damn.
Bro, man.
So we got Dante moving forward, Giancarlo moving forward, Wagner, Cyborg, and Isaac Mitchell.
Yes.
Wow.
Cyborg and Michelle is the match that's coming. Man, that's incredible. That's a huge win for Dante.
I think we're gonna be seeing Kanan up and Declan Moody.
And he did it with a straight ankle.
Yeah.
The straight ankle is not dead, guys.
Dante Leon is pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Kind of good.
He's in that right size for doing well in the absolute, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the underserved size. That is a tough
Man,
one to make up
That's
on.
how they should serve fast food sizes. I would like the right size
The
meal.
right
size.
I want an underserved meal.
All right, here we go. We're going to
Bad one.
watch this back.
Rap's just like, I'm not even looking
I'm
at
good.
you,
We
dude.
got to get back to business. Kevin,
Oh,
in
now
your
we're gonna
opinion
get
here.
serious.
Well, first of all, this is a good moment.
I'm breaking this one
Please
down.
do. You're going to break this one down
Oh
later.
my God, I'm breaking this one down for sure.
Dude,
Look at the shadow hook, and then he crosses over. Yeah, that's
So,
beautiful.
Here's the sad part about it. You want to say that he tapped right off the back, but he did the one tap, which was you're not sure if he's 100% there yet. It was almost the definition of a Brazilian tap.
that's a strategic tap is
Yep.
what that's called.
That's is my leg gone? It's gone now. It's gone.
which is not as disrespectful as I'm going to do the proper amount of taps, but I'm going to tap your face when I
Oh,
tap
man.
right across your mouth or
Okay.
your head.
So Giancarlo is en route to trying to take the back of Wagner Hocha, and then you see Isaac Mitchell, which he is going up against Roberto Cyborg Abreu, and they are right now at 8:51 on our clocks. Meanwhile, Giancarlo, 7 minutes to work looking to take the back, but Wagner looking to see if he could snag a leg here. It's just not a good angle for him at all at this
Roberto
point.
Abreu is. I can't believe he's still around. He's literally like morphing into a gargoyle
Didn't he
in
have
front
like
of us.
heart replacement?
Did he have a heart replacement?
Yeah, who doesn't?
A heart replacement?
Yeah, dude.
I'm almost
Just get a new
positive.
His whole heart replaced, Kevin?
You know, they say when you get it's just whole heart replaced.
Whole heart.
His whole
all
heart
of it.
replaced?
The toxin.
And listen, we got to take it all out.
We gotta update here. You're gonna need a whole new heart. So we've put you on the surgery schedule. I'm a new doctor here, by the
Yeah.
way. Here's a new heart. Paperwork, fill that out, and we just take money forever. Or we just don't put in the heart. Giancarlo, as I mentioned, was looking for the back, getting ever so closer. And now, if he can maybe slide up that knee, oh, look, he did. That's looking like bad news for one Wagner Rocha right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. If you thought Mika was hard to get off of
I mean,
him.
listen, dude, it is difficult to tell you the patience that you probably need to make this happen.
Yeah.
And Giancarlo says, I've got time today.
Disciplined.
Very
Egghead said it before.
disciplined.
Disciplined is the
Didn't you
word.
say disciplined though? I thought
Egghead.
Well,
I said
I
methodical.
thought that you introduced the idea, and he was kind of like agreeing with you.
Yeah, I was talking about he's methodical. He's
Got it.
precise. He sticks to his fundamentals. Like nothing he does is like.
Oh wait, you know what?
unique. He's
Egghead
just consistent.
attributed one of my jokes to Brandon McCatherine, so you came up with this.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
is
You
mine.
did it. Even if Egghead did, you
I
did.
said that.
It's so funny that like Egghead had a moment where he goes, you know, someone has referred to, I think it was BMAC, referred to Craig Jones as Bugs Bunny, and I was like, my friend, how do I say this?
You're in an
That one's mine.
attribution war with Egghead.
Yeah, dude, because he's a stats nerd, and you know what this does? This makes him implode. There's going to be a day where you get a stat wrong, and then you're going to see Egghead go,
Beep boop, boop boop, beep boop. Yeah.
whereas I just go like, did I fuck that one up? Yikes. Oh, well, I was live on television, and live on television right in front of us, Wagner, under duress, Giancarlo has plenty of time to work. Oh my God, no. Don't be that sorry. It's just funny. Again, so sorry for the misattribution. That's so sad. I can't be mad at you. You know that, sir.
He
All
misspelled
right.
misattribution, I think.
Don't do that to him.
Wow.
Don't.
Wow.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
I'd like to see Wagner do a low calf kick right here.
I can see how 50 Cent got shot. It's once again at play. You know what's weird? You had a moment where you saw me doing what I do best, and you go, oh, who would ever do that? RAF ESPARZA, not the RAF I know. It's like, yeah, you're my friend. Then you're like, I understand why 50 Cent got shot. And I go, to me? To me? The nicest human being on the internet? How dare you, sir?
Yes, is that what you're known as? The nicest human being on the internet.
Listen.
The nicest man to the west.
You can say a lot of the nicest
I'm
person.
the nicest person I know.
That's not looking good. I don't love that for Wagner. And the referee slowly waltzing on over. Wagner just says, yeah, it's a wrap. It's been a fun day.
Woof, his head is purple,
Oof.
bro. He held out.
Yeah, I mean, you get the sense, and I know we've alluded to this, but anytime somebody has that deep of a look, it is somebody who says, I've been doing this for a long time. It could be the last time, without saying it. It's their body language is seeming to signal, I'm taking in the moment. So I think that's what's happening there. Could be wrong. Very much could be wrong, but
Giancarlo's looking good, man.
Yeah.
it says, announcer really trying to sell the Italian essence, what he says. Tony. Which, by the way, Italian essence is I believe, herbal essence for shampoo for Italian people.
Yeah, if you want to smell like garlic and Parmesan, Italian essence.
Italian
This
essence.
is red sauce in your hair.
just the sign that does this on the bottle.
Who
It's
was
very good.
Spaghetti Head? What was that guy's
Oh
name?
my God,
Owen
you're
Jones.
Owen Jones.
He's just dumping it on his head. I always use Italian essence.
Love that was a descriptor, which is, spaghetti head. It's like, guys.
Hey, Owen Jones is probably a super cool dude. I'm just joking around. I'm like not
what?
tough. I'm a regular guy.
I got to be honest. I think Owen Jones has had such a great weekend. He don't give a shit
don't
what
care.
anyone
Yeah,
say
dude,
right
he's
now.
him.
So Isaac Michelle and wait, why are we going somewhere else? So now we're just doing a walkout.
Is this
For Bia.
Beatrice?
She going again immediately?
I
Man,
think she
they are
just
wasting
wrapped
no
up.
time.
Oh, you know
She
what? Bia
just-
Mosquito was like, I
she
got
just
somewhere
went.
to go.
Oh,
Fuck
dude.
this. Bring
Yeah.
me back out.
She
Is this
submitted
lead?
Kendall Rusing and said, let's go.
Yep. I feels. Amy Campo, friend of the show. Good to see her back. I mean, Bia Mosquito, actually, a friend of the show, too. So
And then who do we got going on the right?
that is Adele and Rafaela
Okay.
on the right side.
And we saw Rafaela win her division, right?
We did.
God, that's got to feel good going into absolutes, knowing you
Oh,
already
dude.
won a gold medal.
I mean, Mika was in that
Yeah, this is all
situation.
gravy.
Mika was feeling great until he goes, "Oh no, my leg."
Oops.
I hear this, which is, you guys have friends? Don't do that to us. That makes me sad for you, Isaac. You're a friend, and you have friends. So
Did you change it, or is it just changing?
What is changing?
They just jump screens. They'll
It's
show
not
like
me.
it's so weird. They'll show multiple screens, and then you'll get invested in one particular box, and they're just like, not anymore.
Let me give you a live shot of what. Well, sorry, I should preface this a little bit better. It turns out we actually have a live camera to the Flow grappling switcher. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change this channel to a live feed of the Flow grappling switcher for the matches. Commit to the bit, friends. There's nothing like being heavily stressed and smoking like Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park. I think that dude is got a lot of work for him where he's just crazily switching shit without even looking. And it looks like Jake Watson and Jay Rigo Burrito are in charge of doing your play-by-play analysis on the main broadcast.
Man, Abreu's so good.
Yeah, Cyborg is undeniably big. That
He's
is
huge.
That's a big dude. Oh, no.
Wow.
You know what? Hey, man,
Big slam.
I got to tell you, that is a full arching suplex when you are over a certain age. In my head, that is quite impressive.
You said he was going to get a heart replacement, right?
He had open heart surgery. I'm a poor journalist.
Okay, because I made a
I am not a reliable
silly
source of
gargile comment, and I was like, that was so dumb. And then you just followed up with the heart replacement, and I was like, awesome.
Oh, do you feel bad about that?
No.
No,
Not
it's
really.
hard for me to feel bad about that.
He looks like he's turning into that character that Daniel Bautista plays.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
talking
the
about
Guardians of the
Drax
Galaxy,
or
Drax.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he does not understand irony.
No.
No jokes go over his head. He's too quick.
Did I tell you once we had somebody set us up for an interview with him, and we did it, and it was just a basic like, hey, man, what do you think? What do you feel, all this?
Sure.
And he was very cool. And the guy goes, hey, man, I got to send that to him to make sure it's all good. And I go, why?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't do those interviews. And he's like, but I want to make sure it's all good. I was like, then it's not going up.
Yeah, we can't just
Like,
talk.
What are you doing? Protecting him from his own words? Like, get out of here,
You
dude.
tell him it's live. Just go like, this is live. And so then they think that they can't change it.
Just listen, dude.
They don't know.
You'll never watch this, sir. But yes, he is ahead 2-0, and it looks like is this the last match on, or do we still have the women going on that side? Because I don't know where we left off.
Well, let me get out of the flow zone.
Thank you. I just want to point this out. So this is the difficulty of our world-class Olympics, if you would.
Amy Campo and Beatrice are Mat 3.
Thank you. It's so hard to keep up with all three things. And we do our
Okay.
best to give you mad alerts and tell you, like, hey, go here, do this, do this. I
Ooh,
think
that
we're
was
at a
nice.
phase now where we might need to reevaluate how we approach. And that was a good one, too, by both Cyborg and Isaac. I mean,
That's a very nice
at one
exchange.
point, Isaac was looking for some kind of way, some kind of escape when he was in danger, evasive maneuvering, but Cyborg is going to beat the distance here, and he's going to take away
Wow.
the win, and he will advance.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was. You were talking about like how hard it is to track things. We got it, Egg. Egg says Drax the Destroyer. Hell yeah, man! I made the irony joke. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't put things like weight class, semifinal, regulation, and overtime. You know, little information that would help you like maybe track what the is going on. I don't know how many times we've been watching this and gone, okay, wait, is this regulation or overtime? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are the stakes right now?
I think the other issue is if you have it on multiple mats,
Yeah.
if you switch back and forth, that graphic that will say overtime may not appeal or apply to the other one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. They're doing a replay on this scramble between them, and at this point,
Yeah, dude. At one
Just-
point, they let us know that. Sorry.
no, it's not you. It's just it is frustrating to have missed out on things.
Mhm.
You know, like I think the weird part about this is I came into this after I didn't really ingest a ton of Olympics, but I kind of kept eyes on it to say, like, what can we learn? The Olympics had their shit together on how they did their multicast.
Oh, yeah.
They did a Peacock Gold Zone, and all I was thinking was, Gold Zone? How do we do this? And people could put it on their screen. It was an app. It was well done. And now we're just at a space where I think, like, we're lucky if we catch shit. And I think it's adding to a sense of don't miss, it's must-see TV. But the difference is, I grew up in an era where NBC was must-see TV. This is probably miss TV. And I don't know that that's getting communicated well, but we are down to our final four for the ADCC Men's Absolute. You got Duarte versus Dante Leon, Giancarlo versus Cyborg. So maybe you will still see a new wave representative that will take on the winner of that absolute championship between Gordon Ryan
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
and Yuri Samois. So there is a possibility here instead of Nicholas Marigali, who famously put up a post that the internet is having a lot of fun with.
Yeah, there's Giancarlo can double gold.
So we were talking about after he won his first gold. It was like, man, how many guys have done that? How many guys have gone double gold? It's not very common.
Yeah.
It's a very exclusive club, but it also circumvents the rule that would have potentially been an issue for New Wave, which is don't you only get 2 representatives? for the absolute. Like, this rule could have changed now that being what it may at one Craig Jones Invitational. But normally the rule is you only get 2 representatives. So in years past, the varsity members, Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin, would get the nods.
Oh,
But
right, for the
now,
absolutes. You're right.
You got Giancarlo in there, and maybe he might have been the second if it was Miragali, but maybe that was where Big Dan got in on the absolutes as well. So
Yeah, that's an
there's a
interesting point.
lot to consider about how those placements went.
Let's see what we got going on over here.
We were talking about the points interface, and
Yes, sir.
the one that frustrated me was Pato. We didn't know that Pato was down by 2 penalties in a 0-0 match until 2 minutes left.
Oh my God!
Of
So
regulation.
great call on that. But you know what? Okay, maybe that's the confusion from the actual rule set as well. Like, maybe the refs were like negative, or it just didn't get communicated.
Yeah.
Which is entirely a possibility, because sometimes they're just running off as a separate entity. Oh boy, what a matchup here, by the way.
Yeah.
Dante Leon and Duarte. They are
That's a tough one for Dante,
It is tough for Dante. But man, what if Dante kind of has his Lachlan moment right now?
Mhm.
What if he just kind of emerges as that guy who he's got a shot, but oh God, he's
That's aggressive.
literally Darth Vader choking him to
Is that what we're
secure a
calling that?
pass. Yeah, dude. What else you got?
Let's stick with Darth Vader joke.
You got a better one right now?
No, I have a worse one.
What's
Let's not
oh,
get demonetized. Let's not get demonetized.
I
No.
said a better one.
That's what I said. I got a worse one. That's what people call it.
You hold on.
Yeah, we're good.
call it movie choke.
I literally call it the Darth Vader choke, and I went with that because the other name makes me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody knows what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page. This is
So
emphatic
hold on.
yes.
I want
I'm all for the rebrand.
Kevin,
Please
I
call
want,
it the Darth
I
Vader.
want to return to the initial. Is that what we're calling it? And I go, why are you Robert De Niroing me right now? Is that what we're calling it, Raph? And I go, yeah, I am talking to you, Kevin.
It was more of a general statement. I hear the alternative
Fair.
way more often, and it's
Understood.
always made me uncomfortable. And I'm like, man, can we not?
Especially in class.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Uh-oh.
Everyone's got to tell you it too.
Guys, I think
Oh no.
we did just get a finish. They just showed the replay. There may be an injury that goes along with it, but never a good sign when you're essentially.
Amy Campo are up on.
Yeah, I mean,
He
oh
was up
man,
on 2.
this is you hate seeing the injuries happen on these things. Like, we're all for the sport, and we know that these things can break, could break.
Yeah.
And when they do, it's like, oh shit! Don't tell mom. Yeah. Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom. Bia Mesquita, Amy Campo over on the right hand side. Dante Leon, Duarte. There's 6:51 left in that match, but we're short on time on the Bia Mosquito and Amy Campo match. It's 1:18 left on that. Now, again, both of these are very decorated grapplers on the female side. Bia, just all over beast. Congratulations to her for an immaculate ability to do MMA, jiu-jitsu, you name it. Amy Campo, though, a previous champ,
Yeah.
very, very, like, she is so locked in so many times, and even when she's explained to me her process in an interview, it be intense. She has a very intense way that she approaches her jiu-jitsu.
Oh man, she is attaching. Bia is doing everything. Oh come on.
What specifically is the come on, just to clarify?
I
here.
didn't like that when the ref stopped it. Bia used that moment to strip her arms out and get free. And I'm sitting here wondering when the stall calls come in. Now, Bia's up 2-0, right?
Right.
So you have to be smart.
Sure.
I'm not. This is not on Bia. This is me wondering when the stall calls come in. If I'm in Bia's position, up 2-0, 27 seconds left, 40-something seconds left, I'm not standing in the center of the mat and banging with you. But
Oh,
I'm mad at the ref because the ref
Sure.
stopped that and then allowed her to strip the grips and start from pure neutral when
Understood.
Amy Campo had that in.
this is crazy.
I mean, Amy's trying to go for the
Here we
sweep.
go.
Woo! It
Dude,
is.
this is very.
I mean, she elevates in a way that when you're under pressure is a good start to it, but now
Bia's base is
seated
too
in
good.
that base is excellent. Absolutely. Bia starting to go side to side on some passing if she can attempt it, but may end up getting stuck there. And that is going to be the end of that match. And you are going to see Bia Mosqueda continue on her journey. But much props and respect to one Amy Campo.
Yeah, when you called our attention to that match and it was 2-0 with Bia on her feet, about a minute left, I'm sitting there going, man, that's a tall order.
It's tough.
That's a tall order. Bia is very, like, there are all these, like, skill sets that you look at when you think about, like, specific athletes, like, what makes them them? What makes them succeed? How do they succeed at the highest level? What's the thing that sets them apart? And for her, it's like the grit, and she's tactically savvy. She's almost like the Galvo, right? Or the Wagner Hocha.
Hard to get her out of her game.
Yeah, and if you give her a lead, it's not going to be a good day for you. She's not making those mistakes.
The only time Bia ever seems to make mistakes is when she gets flustered.
Yeah. Speaking of getting flustered right now, Duarte was not happy that he was able to let back up Dante Leon, who saw his opportunity and now is basically it's a stand-up wrestling battle at this point, guys.
It's very interesting. These two are like, it's hard to measure strongest, but these are two of the guys that, like, you always hear their training partners talk about how insanely strong they are. They're both very comfortable on their feet, and I'm really curious. There we go. Dante's in on a single leg, snapped down by Kynan. I'm very interested to see how this matches up.
Sometimes I think when we talk about strength too, what we're really referring to is grip strength.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, dude, that guy was so strong.
Big body lock by
Kynan.
huge. Yeah. For the two.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Yeah. The grip strength. You
Hand
can't.
size and grip strength is a big
It says
big factor.
Albert Bradbury, I'm back Dante Leon CJI next year.
Yeah, he's done really well in this tournament. It might be time to get him up to the big leagues.
I will tell you. I mean, I think Dante is a very exciting grappler. I wondered if he was in the mix for CJI.
Yeah, he it's hard to know, right? It's hard to say who was in or out. I would love to someday get a list of names that at least were in consideration at some point. That would be cool to see.
I'd love to know who was invited and turned it down, because that's a bit and why. Like, you have to imagine Dante Leon with the accolades he has could have gotten an invite.
Yeah,
you have to imagine. But I want to know. So then you start to think, okay, why didn't he push for it? Why didn't he push to get that invite, or did he get that invite and turn it down, and why? Or, I'm curious.
Sometimes you make an early decision where you're like, no, I'm not interested in that. And then later you kind of are, but you have a little bit too much of a code or pride to go back on it. So you're like, this is my decision.
Like, I've committed to this thing. This is what I've told people.
I gave my word.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many people thought it wasn't going to happen, CJI, when the invites were going out, and they're like, I'm not burning a bridge with ADCC and Mo and Flo in order to go to a tournament that's not actually going to happen. The checks aren't going to clear. That's a common enough problem, unfortunately, in jiu-jitsu, is the checks don't clear.
Yeah, right. It's actually kind of a shocker when they all clear. It's often like, a couple of the big names get paid, and then everybody else is like, yeah, guys.
Did yours come through?
Dante Leon he's down by 2 minutes.
Yeah, that body
about
lock.
a minute and 45 seconds left.
Yeah, Kynan had a single leg locked up on a body lock and just drug him underneath him.
Just pulled him.
Yeah, just yanked him off the ground.
He's putting a lot of pressure.
Hey, guys, quick little update. Craig Jones put up a post 11 minutes ago boasting some numbers. Turns out that day one has moved up to 1.8 million.
Wow.
Day two, and this is right now, 1.2 million.
Wow.
So it has already cleared the 3 million that I have predicted before it settled. So I am glad that I have said it multiple times on our shows, but I did say it would do 3 million views.
That's impressive. I mean, it's impressive that you predicted it. It really is. But it's also crazy impressive that they pulled in 3 million views,
Let's
man.
be very real. Like, granted, I love playing Price is Right. So I hit the marks that I needed to hit. So I'm very happy about that. But the reason I made those estimates was because I took a look at the reach and I said, I think that's what they can do. And I just said, I think 3 million eyes on jiu-jitsu from one entity, and that may not be where it settles.
Wow.
Is a remarkable thing. So mission accomplished. They did it. That's TV numbers. I'm convinced we can do this on a bigger scale.
Can we say now, because I've been saying this for a while, can we say that, like, jiu-jitsu's here? Grappling is a major event, has arrived. Like, professional jiu-jitsu now exists. How can you say it doesn't exist? Like, it's in the early stages, but there was a time in other sports where nobody was making $1 million yet, and then somebody became the first $1 million player.
Yeah, I don't think we go backwards.
I think we
from
could
here.
say that.
I don't think we go backwards from here. This is, people are going to like, I mean, at some point the bubble is going to burst and the money is going to be a little bit rough, but I really don't think $1 million is going to become unattainable for athletes in the future. I think we're going to continue to see that prize pop up and more. I mean, we had our first
One of the first
$100,000 tournaments earlier this year, and then we had 2 more. And
Right.
like, I think as soon as like the numbers get that high and it's proven that it can be done, people want to up the ante. And I think, yeah, that body.
That's how hard that lady fell on that that escalator thing I'm not kidding, dude. But she had a soft neck, dude, so she couldn't like stiffen up, and she just thonked it, dog.
Practice your break falls.
Let me just say this. In response to your question, Tim, I've been thinking this through. I'll have more clear thoughts once we get to our post show to later tonight, but I really do feel like the consensus was you had to go to T-Mobile.
Oh my God, it's happening. Sorry.
You're
Kenny
good,
Florian was on the screen right now mimicking your movements, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh
dude,
my
I know.
God.
I
know, dude. I'm sorry, Raph. I'm sorry, man, but it
did
just
this,
freaked me out, dude.
And I was like, what is happening right now?
Why is he so obsessed with me? What's wrong?
At first, I just thought Raph's just talking. And I'm like, oh my God, he's right there doing it right now.
I checked to see if he had the same tie on. Straight up. I looked around the corner to see.
Kevin and I have the same reaction when we notice weird shit. We just look at each other like, am I the only one who saw?
I just want to point this out. Kenny Florian has other things. This is my thing. He has to go somewhere else.
He's
he was
that
an
guy.
incredible. Oh fuck! He's also a podcaster too. That's not fair. He can go away. I guess is what I'm saying. Kenny Florian, we need to settle this somehow. What is your bowling game like? I think I can
lost
take
my laptop, guys.
It's all good. Can we get him a charge on that, sir? Thank you. Production assistant Ben coming in, clutch, overdressed, about to tell me I'm rejected from a very nice restaurant. Let me tell you guys this in response to your question here a little bit earlier. So we were talking a lot about the philosophy of what does T-Mobile afford us? Does T-Mobile do things that get us bigger sponsors? The question has always been a difference of one philosophy at ADCC, another introductory philosophy over at the Craig Jones Invitational. I think the numbers you just saw from Craig will advance the sport further. Because if I know marketing executives, the bottom line for our sport has always been, how do you communicate that and what is the audience? And they always think for their big showcase things, what can you draw? What can you pull in? I thought if it was 3 million between the weekend, that's a pretty good sport on ESPN. So efforts like the PGF, our friend Josh LeDuc working his ass off, a number of different organizations putting those efforts front and center are building that momentum But I would say to any of you who have an organization, if you are smart, you include that number in your pitch decks when you say, our sport is moving, get in right now. This is the stock market. Get in, buy low, because we are building, and I think it is incredible this weekend.
Yeah,
it is
I agree.
You know what? If anything, I think we should take stock in the fact that we should be happy these numbers happened. We should be happy that we are getting some kind of visual validation, because I don't know about you guys, but I have had to endure so many people that said, grappling's boring. That'll never work as a sport. It's too niche. It doesn't work. There is an audience for it. Craig put up that he was covered by TMZ. We're not even getting to the impressions on social media where they have been running the game up. I'm just talking purely from TV numbers. 1.1 million is more than the people who bought the pay-per-view for the UFC. And that was just yesterday. I venture to say competitive, if not more appealing than the UFC numbers pulled in. I will look at that, and on our next episode of the Bullpen, we will compare numbers. And I will tell you, if the UFC can lock down that big of a deal for a weekly show, for a pay-per-view, and have something on Saturday night, I think it will have drawn very well in the demo. But given the youth and the incredible demo that the Craig Jones Invitational has been targeting, I think there is a high return on investment. So I think we should take one moment to just be appreciative that we don't have to deal with people telling us it's not a real thing, it won't be a real thing, because now it is an absolute certainty. You can do it. It's just, what are the next steps?
Yeah, it's real to us. It's always been real to us.
When you say it like that, then you know what I mean. Like,
It's real
people
to
start thinking
me.
it's pro wrestling, and they're like,
It's real
"Wait,
to
bro."
me, man. Way to keep kayfabe.
But it says apparently the T-Mobile Arena has more comfortable seats, bro. Like,
They do have more
I'm
uncomfortable
sure
seats.
they do.
They do.
I'm sure.
They didn't make the seats, though. It's not like Craig Jones picked the seats out. Mo
Yes,
was like,
he
you know
did.
what? We got to
Actually, he
take
did. He
care
had
of
a
our
seat
guys.
sponsor.
Oh, shit.
Craig sat in every single seat.
He said, we can't. This one has, See,
take it out. Smells like Gordon. Take it out.
I'm just saying.
You know what?
Some
When
people are sure quality.
Pull up. When I fix that up, that shit hasn't moved right now. It just took somebody with the right little push on it.
You just have to care.
You just have to care. All right, what are we looking at right now, Tim?
It looks like we got Roberto Abreu and Giancarlo Bodini. This is Bodoni, excuse me. I think our feed's a little bit behind, but pretty much the same. So
Yeah.
these guys have been in this particular kind of battle most of the match.
So you were mentioning it. You know, what are you looking for if you are Giancarlo? And I'll start this off to Kevin. What are you looking for as your keys to success to make this work, to beat this behemoth of a man?
Yeah, the trick to beating Cyborg, because I've done it before.
Absolutely, yeah.
The
as one
trick
does.
to beating Cyborg, obviously, you have your moments where you maybe get to his leg, you maybe get to his back, right? We saw Hassam Raida get to his arm. We've seen, outside the grappling version of a puncher's chance. That can totally happen. But if you're talking about like a full match strategy to beat Cyborg, you need to slow him down. You need to get on top. It's going to be very difficult for Giancarlo to wrestle with someone of Cyborg's caliber. As you can see, he made the decision to pull pretty early because wrestling with Cyborg, you are getting pummeled, man. It's not as if Cyborg is a slouch on top, but the problem with exchanging with him is Giancarlo doesn't quite have the agility of Cyborg. He's incredibly athletic, which is kind of crazy when you look at the age gap. He needs to get on top. He needs to lock him down. He needs to limit his athleticism. Giancarlo has the ability to limit Cyborg's movement if he gets on top and consolidates that position. If he does that, you've got a win for Giancarlo.
Okay. Tim, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it looks like Bodoni, most of his attacks are just camouflage to get up and underneath. We saw him kind of hang on to that high guard and pull the head, and as soon as Cyborg stood up straight. He went right for the legs. We just saw just a second ago he feigned like he was going for something from his guard, and he just used it for an entry. So I think he's trying to get underneath. I think he's trying to just copy the Gordon Ryan playbook against Cyborg and just get up under him and see if he can get a straightforward leg lock. But Cyborg is pretty sticky right now. He's moving pretty quick too. He's not doing tons of explosive movements, but when he has to move, he's getting after it.
I just realized now, Cyborg is slowly morphing into George the Animal Steel. I'm just saying, for those of you old school pro wrestling
we
fans,
need a turnbuckle for him to just destroy.
Chew up, bro. If you look at it, look at those ears popping off. This is not far off from me. So sorry, go ahead.
If he comes with full rug, just full chest hair, then we know he's made the full evolution.
So it got me thinking. I had mentioned the upside for ADCC. I had mentioned that in previous episodes, if they cast a net and we know the net was $3 million for 2 days, and yesterday we saw that ADCC drew 187,000 viewers for their first round of coverage, there's a huge upside for this to create more eyeballs, to get more people attentive to what's happening at ADCC. So I do wonder if there is an uptick in subscriptions, and subscriptions are more money concurrently. Yes, like at this time, there is going to be more short-term money to Flow Grappling for some heightened interest in this weekend. But I venture a guess, I wonder how many subscribers, and I've always said 100K is what I think the ceiling is for subscribers for Flow Grappling, and yet 127K was the number that they drew in. Yep. So I feel like without knowing the details for a very secretive company, we get more and more intel, but I wonder what they're taking. I wonder if they get like another 10,000 subscribers as a result of this weekend.
I mean, it's possible. For sure they're going to see an uptick. There's people that want to see it, that they're going to pay for it. They're just going to do it because they want to see it. Especially if they have homies that are doing it, or if your grandson's doing it, or they're likely to pony up. I think a high tide raises all ships, although it does sink some of them. It does. It does. Some
ships aren't going to make it,
and those are the ones that usually have some kind of problem. I don't think ADCC's at that point at all.
Okay.
But I am curious if obviously these numbers are big. I just wonder how much of that, what is the factor that's...
Wait, hold on. Why are you throwing the water? You're just right there.
He's freaking Keanu Reeves, dog. He has to martial arts it.
Hey, mate.
And then you indulging it.
I'm an athlete.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
I'm a pronunciation athlete.
Hold on. Leave him alone. I want to point this out. The amount of anger I went from to none anger was so high because he used a baby voice. I'm an athlete, and I go, oh fuck, I can't be mad at you. Look at he's just a little guy.
Just
you
a
can't
little
be
guy.
Mad. Can't be mad.
You're just telling me about some dude he was going to break off like 5 minutes ago. He's like,
it's just him being like, nah, man, I could still go, but I'm
just a little guy.
Do you think that CJI got a big bump, no pun intended, because of the fact that it was brand new and there was a huge curiosity factor? Do you think that
a novelty
they can sustain that? Like if they do one show a year, then there's always going to be this huge expectation. But if they start actually like rolling shows out on a regular schedule, can they pull this many eyeballs?
I think they're doing one a year if possible. I mean, the production value for $3 million alone, Jesus Christ, you're lucky when you get that. But sponsorship money now with that high viewership, and we'll see how it climbs in the days ahead because it's not going to be behind a paywall. So that could grow over time. I just feel like that's something a network says, like, hey, tell me a little bit about that now. I don't know.
We have 2 minutes left, but there's something I want you guys to notice here, breaking down the Bodoni and Cyborg match. So talking about trying to get underneath him, Giancarlo has been Giancarlo has been trying to play butter half and use that top leg, specifically his left leg, as a butterfly hook really consistently. Every time he does it, Cyborg gets inside of it and tries to put Giancarlo into a pure classic half guard where he can put weight on. See him removing it? He is sitting here. Giancarlo would like to be in that butter half because it's phenomenal for entries. That's what what's his name? Nicky Ryan's brother.
Gordon Ryan.
That one. That's what he uses to enter legs all the time. That's what he would like to be in. He wants to use his butter half. Regularly, every time Cyborg is forcing him to use the bottoms of his feet to frame, forcing him to use a knee shield and use things that are inferior for leg entries.
Right.
More difficult for his game. They can be used for leg entries, everything under the sun. But look, he's got his butterfly hook, tries to use it, gets a little elevation. That could have been the moment, right? Cyborg is keyed in on that. He is not going to allow Giancarlo to play with those butterfly hooks. He's going to kill them at every opportunity and force Giancarlo to either wrestle up or attack the upper body where he's not having success. A minute ago, Giancarlo tried, and Cyborg was waiting for it. Put him in a front headlock, hung on him for a little bit, forced Giancarlo to repull. Would have probably liked to take the back or do something of that order. But this is a battle of Giancarlo trying to use the guard he came in with a game plan to use, and Cyborg just absolutely forcing him to play his game with feet on hips.
Gents, it looks like we're about to expire time here very shortly, but part 2 of this is, this one's just for Tim. Tim, are people just calling that butter half? Because I don't. Like, I like do
butterfly half guard.
Butter
He doesn't know what butter half
Hold on,
is.
first of all, shut up. He keeps calling it butter half. Is that a thing you do?
Yeah, we call it butter half.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay.
That's a very.
Ben's nodding.
That's
too.
a 10th planet. I thought that was just a 10th planet.
See,
planet
okay,
term.
sorry.
It's a 10th planet thing.
Yeah, butter half is.
Interesting.
First of all,
Yeah.
this child has not been in 10th planet more than I have yet. So let's be very clear about that. We both started 10th planet. Let's say that. That was my first days. Those were my first jiu-jitsu classes. We're 10P Burbank. So thank you to those good people there. I just never really called it butter half. You know why? Because it sounds like you're making a note about someone who's fugly.
I thought it was because
Like
you like long
butterface.
words.
Oh, he's a butter half. Like they have a good upper body, but
they
not
got
a good
butter
lower
half.
body.
And I'm
yeah.
always like,
Ooh,
well, that's a little
That's
rude. You know what I'm
mean.
saying? Like, I try not to be that rude to people if I don't have to
He's
be,
a butter
unless
half.
they post shitty comments.
Man.
But for the most part, generally nice to people.
Butter half is the guys who skip leg day.
Yeah,
Well, first of all,
That's the hat. Oh no!
this guy.
Let me
Roll
roll
your
your pants down.
Look at this.
This,
Cyborg's trying to get around him. You might try to turn him.
Yeah, this is a brutal position to be in. This front headlock's miserable. I had someone ask me last week. They were like, "What do you do if you end up in bottom side of front headlock?" And I'm
Wow.
like, "Get the fuck out of there, bro."
I mean, you do exactly what Giancarlo did,
Yeah.
which is let's go straight into the seated half.
And now he's still
come
there.
right
He
back
wants
up, so
to
there's
sit
no
back
points.
up to
Yep.
wrestle. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, man. Wrestling Cyborg. This is what Cyborg wanted that whole time.
Yeah.
He knew he wanted to weigh on
Oh,
Giancarlo.
look at that.
Wow.
That's a kids class special right there,
Holy
man.
crap. Yeah. The spin out double. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Also a move that I've seen on cops.
You really?
Well, also,
you ain't gonna cuff me.
I like that it is a spin out, but it also looked like a vague salsa moment where I was like,
Yeah, it
oh, he's
did.
bringing in his lessons. Good for him, brother.
Oh,
Oh,
Giancarlo's on
let's
it.
Giancarlo in
go.
on the
Let's
single
go.
leg, chasing him down.
Oh,
nice
man,
work.
that was a moment for him.
Now Giancarlo can't sit down now without incurring a penalty point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cyborg's hand fighting from that top position was really good as well.
super good.
Sorry. I just had a thought. This is the first year we've had a women's
wow.
absolute Alabama slam.
Oh,
wow.
I always called that an Iranian.
It is.
Okay.
But I go with the professional wrestling world.
That's great.
What'd you call it?
Alabama slam.
That's actually a new term to me. I haven't heard that one.
I might have to
So what
start
happens
calling it that.
is
It's way
you-
better than the Iranian.
You essentially, like, you lift up, crotch back you, and then all of a sudden you would just slam them down. It was like a finishing move for
Ooh,
people.
like whiplash?
Yeah, it's a whiplash.
Okay. Can I make an offer?
Absolutely.
Can I trade you a butter half for an Alabama slam?
Yeah.
I want to say
I'd
this
take
to you.
that deal.
Like,
Damn
hold on,
good deal.
wait, hold on. When you say I'll take that deal, you're indulging a deal that doesn't make sense.
He's like my hype guy right now. He's like my lawyer. That's
No,
a damn
this is
good deal.
Fucking hype man over here.
Great
deal.
Can't
I'm
believe you'd
like,
offer
there's
him
no
that.
de-
That's
like,
amazing.
There's no exchange for this. It's just
Your
butter
attorney over there is laughing. He's just sitting off looking at the
I
side.
know, dude. This is
Black
a broad
shirt,
audience.
attorney.
This is you know what this is? You got some sort of casted dude who's just acting. You
Better
got
call
what is
Paul over here.
that? Better call Paul. I know this dude's been showing his. Joseph
I'm just teasing,
Chin
Ben. You're dope.
exercises right here the whole time.
He's got the Joseph Chin, yeah. Joseph
not
Chin needs his
understand
own line of
points?
shirts.
He will.
Like
Give
with
him-
an extra large neck size.
Just get the
An
Nick
extra
Kleitzer.
large neck
Yeah,
size.
everything else is regular.
Big and tall and swole.
He sells like a dozen a year to himself.
Oof. Cyborg up 3-0.
Yikes.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's really, really important because Giancarlo is 100% initiating more than Cyborg. That's big.
I feel like
What are
Cyborg
we
stole
talking
this
about
match
here?
from
Is that a
Mhm.
hematoma
With a great
over
game.
on the side, either a rib or a hematoma on
what
the
is that?
side? Thank you so much for that.
Abreu?
Yeah.
He's always had that, right?
Has he?
If you say so.
Has his
No.
heart gone there?
That's the second heart.
I thought he's always had that mark there. I could be wrong. I thought it
Giancarlo
was
back to-
more behind him, but as he's gotten older, it's like pulled to the front.
I have to be honest.
Can't be the wrestler.
I have
has to be
not
the-
seen Cyborg in a minute, so this is like a reintroduction to. Oh,
Yeah.
you do that now?
Well, the problem is there's like 17 cyborgs.
Yeah.
It's like the most used nickname in the game.
So I was thinking this through, and it's been a while since we've had the women's absolute, and I'm wondering if to one up the Craig Jones Invitational, they have the winner of the men's absolute take on the winner of the women's
Oh, that's a
absolute.
great idea.
Hell yeah.
Just saying,
Great idea.
do it, coward.
I think Breu's going to take this from
He's about to.
Bodoni.
7, 6, 5,
I think fantastic
4,
game plan.
3,
That's an upset, right?
2.
Yeah,
I think
gotta
that's
be.
an upset.
Cyborg.
Gotta be.
Wait.
Is Marigali secretly
Oh
happy?
wait. Did Bodoni not know those were points? There's a little bit of confusion here as Bodoni stands back up. Cyborg knows that he won. There's a large smile on his face.
But only saying, whoa, 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 a mistake has been made. I'm from New Wave.
You know what I love about the Olympics is they will do the review and they just have like the ref dude just grabs the mic and just walks through the play-by-play. No points, back was on the ground, challenge denied.
I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I want to do that. I
So-
want to make refs defend it with sass.
Yes, dude.
Cyborg advances to the final.
Wow.
A familiar sentence that you've heard before, but perhaps didn't expect to hear in 2024. It is insane, but congratulations to him.
Him
and yes, what's up?
Kynan.
Yeah.
This is the year of the old folks.
I mean,
We've had Lovato. We've had Cyborg. We've had Wagner put on a great performance. This
I
is the year
thought
for
that
the old
was
folks.
that could have been such a moment. It's so hard to finish though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Bodoni really put on an excellent display. I mean, he
seemed like
did
he
well.
Did better in the like.
In the overtime.
Yeah, it just came closer to actually getting something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really think Cyborg kind of snuck that one out from him.
So it looks like she, being Amy Campo, she was racing out
Man,
here
People got
Bronze
to
medal
move
match.
to let this woman have her match.
to just receive her medal.
No, you have to compete for the bronze medal.
No, but it called her a bronze medalist.
Oh, maybe she's just getting her medal.
I think she may have it by forfeit.
Oh, the injury.
Yep.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Perfecto 777. Can you guys actually do play-by-play? I will tell you this. We did just bring you every single major moment in that last match. It was pretty stilted. There was some wrestling, some play from guard. We didn't really miss a position there. So you weren't necessarily off on anything. It's just it's a little bit of a weird situation on that one, but you get what you get.
I'll do play-by-play of CJI up on the screen over there from last night.
Yeah, we do have a CJI playing in the background up here at the very nice and illustrious 10P Los Angeles. Thank you so much for hosting us. We appreciate you guys. But yeah,
It's happening again.
I would tell you that. Are we talking about us making the same gesture, myself and Kenny Florian?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing the ... I don't do
Yeah.
the ... I don't do these. But let me see what his tie looks like. My tie's a little bit better, I think, in terms of execution. But he's not as fat in the
This
neck.
is I mean, this is an interesting final. These are two guys that are similar body types, although Cyborg might be a little shorter but a little stockier, maybe.
It does make an interesting and compelling argument in terms of, I mean, is Duarte the favorite in this match?
I think he has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100% he's the favorite.
Okay.
I cannot wait for Kynan to win this so I can hit everybody with an I told you so when we talked about locks for the brackets.
Oh.
I've been wrong about every other prediction. I need this.
I'm an expert.
We got Gil from The Simpsons over here. Come on,
Come
Gil.
on,
Real
come
really,
on.
Gil's
Gil
running a
needs
real
this.
time.
That's 2 Simpson references in a day. We're having a good day. Everything's
Bro,
coming up Millhouse
you,
3.
You think that's all that's been
Oh,
referenced?
it's too close. You have to have a little time between your references. Doesn't count.
There's a shot
No
clock.
combos.
That's just an assist at that point. Yeah.
All right, our stream is buffering, but
Okay.
give me a second. I'm gonna reset this.
This is
You know,
it's
I
a
will
good time
say-
for me to slide out over here.
You want to slide out for a second? Go for it, brother.
Yeah, you guys missed out when we were doing predictions and matches were already running.
Mhm.
And Victor Hugo, I had written out in my phone, Victor Hugo lock for the finals of CJI. And as right before that block came up, Victor Hugo got tapped, and I went, all right, not that. Take it to the bank. Okay, don't take that one to the bank. Yeah, it's been a rough weekend for predictions.
Are you asking for by? Yeah, that sounds about right. Lots of lasers. I love the fact that there is a lot of hubbub about the laser show, and I don't think that made a lick of difference in any of the presentation. I will say their LCD screen looked very nice. So their Titantron, if you would, whatever you refer to it as, the backdrop, if you would, as the screen that as they were making their walkouts, that looked good. I thought they did a great job there. The lasers, I don't really give a shit whenever they come up. I'm always like, boring. But lots of lasers happen. Just to give you guys some ideas of what's happening out in the actual world, we have some correspondents who are doing some information, doing some interviews, if you would. So right now, we're actually going to play a few of those. And as I start to set them up, I hope that you guys understand it has been an intense amount of work that our group has been doing, going out there to make sure they give you the best freaking interviews possible. So we're going to be intersplicing a few of those in and out throughout the day. And we thank our team, chiefly our good pals Egghead and Isaac Stackhouse, who have been killing it on the scene. But last night, there was a really cool moment where they actually got a second to catch up with Andre Galvo. And I thought it was really cool that they were able to do it and catch up with him, see what was going on. And we're actually going to go right now and we're going to cut to that interview. So if you guys would be so kind and you want to hear what his thoughts were about CJI and ADCC, we do have an interview for you and we'll take you that right now.
Opinion and a post-show and a pre-show for both the CGI and the ADCC.
Sure.
So first of all, Professor, you have to be very, very proud.
Yeah, I am.
Your students did so well. I mean, what do you think about the CGI? How'd you like it?
Incredible, great event. I got treated pretty well here. Nothing to complain about it. Craig is a great guy. I like him. I don't think he did anything to affect an event like ADCC. You know, I think he's a good marketing guy, and he has to do it that way. You know, I think that's what he did. That's what he thought. I don't think he had like any bad intentions because ADCC is ADCC. Nothing would change the history of ADCC. But I think this event can change a little bit the history of like prize money for athletes. You know, I think this is good for the sport. Just like ADCC was good for the sport, like in 1998 when they created ADCC, and in 2022 when I fought Gordon, it was a big change. And I'm part of the history, and I'm glad that I'm part of it, proudly. I work really hard for it, and I have like pleasure in my heart to see like the game of the sport of jiu-jitsu going to the next level, you know? And this is next level, right? And I just respect both sides, okay? I don't want to be like a politically correct right here. I'm just being honest, okay? And I spoke with Mo, and I told him that I would be here because I have my boys here. I have guys that I have super strong connection, like Lucas Barbosa, Cade, Ty, and Ignacio. They pretty much like my family, you know? And as you guys could see, I was there coaching more than any other coach, you know? And I'm really glad that that happened in my life. You know, it's a historical moment for my life, and I'm very proud of it.
Well, thank you, Coach. Of all the people we interviewed, most people are going to both.
Yeah.
So I think it's an opportunity for just fans everywhere to get the best of all worlds. And
I was in both events, and both events packed. ADCC is packed. A lot of people, great environment, just like this one. So ADCC right now is bigger arena, more people, more seats, and still packed. You know, the sport is in a different level, and I just feel like really proud of being part of it with myself as an athlete and as a coach. Right now as a coach with all my athletes.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and hopefully we'll see you on the mat CGI next year.
Yes, hope so. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much to our good pal Egghead, who was able to conduct that interview, and our segment director, Isaac Stackhouse. But that wasn't the only thing that was going on. Our crack team, and that's not just a joke to say they are on crack, but actually, you know what? Fuck. Missed opportunity. We should have called our team that covered the Craig Jones Invitational our crack team. Damn. All right. Well, live and learn. We did send a team over to Craig Jones Invitational, but we also had a lot of coverage, extensive coverage, one might say, of all the things that were happening over at ADCC. And we were able to get one of the announcers, Bobby Bopham, one Stephen Aiken, to go behind the scenes while he was doing work this weekend to get some interviews. And we go now to one of those interviews.
I'm here with Mary Barton at the Craig Jones Invitational. We are having a blast. Man, that last match, the crowd was so loud. How do you feel being here today?
Dude, it's been great today. Like the excitement, the intensity, and I mean, I love the Rotolo brothers. I also love the Tackett's. So watching that match was amazing. Like seeing somebody be able to match the energy of Andrew Tackett was a lot of fun. I'm a big Andrew Tackett fan, so I was a little heartbroken that it didn't go his way. I was really hoping they were going to give us that like one more round, but it's been awesome. Like the energy here is amazing.
You guys were here for yesterday. How does it feel on day two? Did the energy from day one like really ramp up into day two, or are we just kind of holding steady, you think?
Oh no, energy is much, much higher today. I think with it being a little more condensed today, and then people are off work, everybody's here, like day two is where it's at.
Nice, Mary. Well, thank you for stopping by and talking to us. Do you want to plug something for us real quick while we're here?
Plug something for you? Yeah. Supernatural Survivor gear. Buy that shit.
That's what's up, Mary. Thank you.
Hey, we're here live at CJI. What's your name?
Pat Downey.
Pat. Nice. Pat Downey in the house. Hey, what was your reaction on that last match, dude?
That was sick, man. Fan friendly. That's what you want to see when you're talking about grappling. Not two guys sitting on their ass trying to play footsies and shit. You know, that was real grappling.
In a match like that, I mean, you want to win, but if you lose a match like that, you don't really lose the match.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Your stock doesn't go down, right? Yeah, for sure.
How tough was Rockhold last night?
I give him like a 7.
A 7? He's a pit 7?
Yeah, he's a pit 7. Maybe he's an MMA 8 or 9.
Last question. Did you practice with the pit wall, or did you just say, fuck it, I can get this?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have any 45-degree angles being put up in any of the gyms, man. We just treated it like a normal, you know, if I can take you down on a regular wall,
yeah.
I can definitely take you down on a slant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right?
Easier, right? So, we didn't modify our training for this, no.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, Pat.
My pleasure.
All right, man. Have a good one.
This is Egghead Warrior here with Matt Wallstrom, the founder of Epic Roll.
Thank you, man. Good to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving us your time. So obviously we're ADCC 2024 right now. How are you feeling about it?
Dude, I love it. I mean, the last ADCC that we came to was amazing. I kind of figured that this year was going to be, you know, as good, if not better. I mean, they always deliver. The venue's amazing. The energy's been great. So very grateful to be here.
What's been your favorite match so far?
Oh my God, that's hard.
You know, our apologies on that last interview that was with our good friends over at Epic Roll. It does appear that the audio is fairly low on that one. So we will actually air that one a little bit later. Our hope that you guys can work with us. One thing you should know is if something's amiss on some of these videos, or maybe it does sound a little quiet, the answer is you aren't allowed to bring things in, and they are very weird about their credentials because jiu-jitsu. So it is my hope that as we elevate this sport, we are able to cover it in a much more extensive way that makes things easier for people like myself, Tim, Kevin, and the many other people who do this sport to cover it in a full spectrum way. That's all. Anyway, we're about to see the intermission come to a close there as they had a countdown clock like they're announcing a Royal Rumble entrant. But, yeah, not much moving there. The countdown was for a big womp womp. So hopefully we are in the process of seeing some movement happen here. I see the flow zone. Still can't believe that's a thing. Little screen flat. So let me point this out here. The Kasai logo, you have to stop showing me that unless you give me more Kasais. Rich, I know you have money. I know that you are so generous and kind with your money. But, like, I miss Kasai, dude. Kasai was a blast. And there are folks that utilize that round-robin format that I think have a lot to thank you guys for putting on there. Copa Podio did it as well, but I felt like Kasai did something a little special. So our appreciation to our good friends and folks over there. So it does look like we are seeing some walkouts here. And we are about to get to, I believe, some absolute finals. And as we do cover this, so they're doing the augmented reality, like 4D things. I see. Okay. Just yet another thing we have stolen from pro wrestling, but that's okay. It's okay. It's what we do here. We're going to go back to our group here, and I'll go ahead and pull back on our board. It has been a great day having you guys join us for, God, so many hours of coverage. But while we're doing walkouts, why don't we get to a couple of the topics that we were talking about, or at least would have talked about if there weren't 100 people in the audience today. But one of the questions I have for you guys is, who will have the best after party? And I'll start with you. I mean, I'm going to look at the guy who's just finished his busy month of accountant work over here, one handsome KEVIN SHERRILL. Kevin, what exactly are you looking for in an after party, and who do you think will have the best ones?
It's a very different question than who's going to have the best one.
Okay.
I am looking for sleep.
Yep.
I'm looking for a restful afternoon, which is the exact opposite of what you're getting at the CJI after party. Nose beers for everyone. Nobody is going to sleep. I don't think they slept last night. I really think they just ran it straight through. They have the technology to make that happen, and they're at 100%. Oh, my gosh, I love the little thumbnail. I couldn't see it a second ago.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I couldn't see it a second ago because this here light's in the way.
That's a treat.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Top tier job. Thanks to the guys in the design department that we shopped that out to. Yeah, it's 100% going to be CJI. I feel like if you go to, like, let's talk about the worst after party. I bet New Wave is a very angry place. Like
New metal.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that they did phenomenal. That, like, they've got Badoni going for third right here, and I'm sure they're very upset about that. It doesn't matter that Gordon beat Penna. The fact that it wasn't dominant enough for him, I bet it's like the worst place in the world. I mean, Helena Cravart got second, which you got second at ADCC. Dante Leon.
We should be very clear as to what Dante Leon is trying to do to a winner in one, Giancarlo Badoni. Gosh. What's happening here, Tim?
Wow. Well, Leon was on a tight. I can't even tell what he had right there.
So he threw that across and was looking for something like a Mikey lock. He wasn't quite in 411, right? Because the leg was in the middle.
Yeah.
It could have been going to the wedge if he passed to the outside, but he never really got that far.
Just seemed like it was like on the way.
But what's fascinating about that transition for him was he was able to use almost this back step to get back up. Like, it looked like a play to go straight into passing when it looked like he was starting for a leg attack.
It looks like he's trying to slide back into it
right now. He's looking for that straight ankle that he got Mika with. That's a very good idea. If you can tap somebody of Mika's caliber, like, that's a very dependable technique. Yeah, he gets the foot trap with his right arm, He's got that wedge in the middle like a classic Ashi, but he wants to, here we go, he places the shadow hook. That's what he used from Mika, that outside leg. Instead of going to a classic reap, he uses the shadow hook to keep your knee turned and not offer up the counter.
Right. He's playing the game that Bodini's wanting to play, not giving him the chance to play it, which is a huge strategy buster against a guy if he wants to play a particular game and you could play it against him.
Yeah, that Uno reverse card will end friendships. That's true in jiu-jitsu too.
Tragedy.
And he's used it to take top a couple of times and then elected to end up back on bottom. He must think he can get to that entry consistently. No reason to think he can't. Bodoni putting down a lot of top pressure though.
Tim, can you tell me a little bit about this? I mean, I'm sure there was some disappointment for Dante Leon a little bit earlier in this tournament, but for him to be able to turn it around, if he were to win, what would that mean in this placement for the Absolute for him?
So I believe this is the semifinals, right?
Correct.
Whoever wins this is going to fight kind.
This is bronze.
Oh, this is the bronze medal match.
Yeah.
You're right. Cyborg took care of Bodini.
He's running a Mikey lock.
I think these guys, they want to get a medal, and it does mean something. And for some of them, it means something to them right now. But for a lot of them, bronze represents not getting what they wanted. It represents a little bit of a failure. But later in life, they look back at those things and they're very proud of them.
I do want to point this out, which is if the idea was you didn't do the Craig Jones Invitational, I have to believe Dante Leon had to be on that list in some way, even if he wasn't going to go. If you're talking about the best, and I remembered Craig Jones put up a list of the best individuals.
That's right.
I don't know if his name was on it. I'll have to go back and check my records. But he has to be in that top 40, top 48 consideration,
Easy.
right?
Yes.
Fucking 5.
But let's say you take everybody into consideration, right? He's still one of the top tier competitors, so he had to be looked at least on paper by the Craig Jones Invitational. When I talk about pride, what I'm thinking is maybe that medal isn't what you wanted, but it's validation you made the right choice to stick where you were for ADCC, and that you get a little bit of validation, because if you couldn't be influenced by the money, then yes, this might mean more to you than just any other year where you could have gotten it. And then at the same point, you've seen what that's done for somebody like Lachlan, where it continues to establish your presence as somebody who made a difference in the world of jiu-jitsu, even if you didn't win the biggest dance.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's better to go home with something than just a free T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like he can go home with something, whether that something is worth the $10,000 that the guys went home with from CJI. Whether it's worth that to him or not, I don't know. But it probably is. It's probably worth $10,000 to him.
I mean, if the concept is yes, prestige, or in this case, principle, I think it mattered. I think it has some sort of pride, some sort of element of, to them, man, I was worth something. I did make a choice that was hard to do. And speaking of hard to do, you're looking at right now a continuation of an assault on Giancarlo Bodoni's leg, and Dante Leon making sure that he is making every effort to try and get on the judges' side if this is going to be a close battle.
He's committed an error, though. He overcommitted to that leg and brought both his legs outside to go to outside Ashi. He's trying to recover it right now. We actually saw this position right here between Penna and Gordon in their super fight. See the smash. This is what happened to Penna as well. He overcommitted and gave up his inside wedge that he was using to keep Bodoni away. That's a classic, man. That is a classic error, we'll say. I hate to use that term because it's all a good idea until
I
it
hate
doesn't
to
work.
correct Dante Leon.
For real, dude. But that's a classic error of you find success. He got to that entry consistently. He had Bodoni on the run, and then he overcommits to try and attach to Bodoni's leg. When you take that inside wedge leg that you normally have in Ashi and switch it to outside Ashi, you've given up your frames. You have given up your lower body frames in exchange for attaching to the far hip. and making sure that they can't run. The second they decide not to run and they decide to smash, this is where you end up. He's currently in bottom half guard, done very good job recovering so that he doesn't give up points, he doesn't give up his back, but he is in a bad spot. Whereas prior to that, when he was running the wedge, or running with the wedge in classic Ashi with a shadow hook, yeah, maybe he didn't get the finish, but Bodoni never looked like he was in a position to counter or even really do much to him. This is, if you leg lock a lot, we've all done that. Knowingly or unknowingly, we have all done that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you chase that sub a little too hard. It's the leg locking equivalent of falling off the back.
Yeah.
Right? You just dive for it, and you're like, oh, this one's mine. Slip.
Yeah, you get that summit fever. You're like, I can make it. No, you can't.
I also want to give a shout out to the referee who has always been a subject of interest to the internet. He is that rare breed of a love child between Weird Al Yankovic and I believe it is Blake from the Workaholics.
Yeah, I could see that.
They
Raph.
only hire cartoon characters to ref ADCC. They're all interesting looking dudes.
There was a dude that we referred to as the bro ref.
Here we go again.
Who got
So he
really
switched
like
to keep the
touchy
wedge?
feely with all of the guys. Who was always like, "Hey, come here, hey man, you're feeling real good. You're looking good." I'm like, bro ref was coming in for hugs, man.
Did you guys see
My
the
love
adjustment
language is
Dante
touch.
made on this entry?
Please tell us what the
So
entry was.
Dante did a phenomenal job getting back to his guard after that smashed half guard. That's no joke. That's, for me, that's dead to rights. If you have someone smashing you chest to chest half guard,
terrible.
yeah, you're cooked. We were discussing it earlier. Oh, look at the switch off to the other leg. But he switched to keeping that inside wedge. He absolutely refuses to give it up. There you go. I say Bodoni attacked it immediately, and
it's not
Dante
gonna
tried
take
to
him long.
bail.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Yeah.
He tried to bail, wasn't quick enough, and Bodoni dropped right back in. The battle we are seeing right now is that inside wedge on the leg entries. Well, now we're seeing that half guard pass.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't forget one thing. It's the time he can take to finish this out. He's got 1 minute and 40 seconds here to get to that mount
he's getting
position.
close.
Super
He's gonna
close.
clear the knee.
And guess what?
What a
Dante
recovery.
Leon,
Wow.
a guard recovery amongst the ones that you need to be able to pull out in an emergency case. Broke the glass, made it work, and yet
Ooh, that was nice.
I like that pass attempt. It is something
Right
I
back
try
in.
to do a lot.
It's funny, that Wing Chun pass is what they call it up at Dante's school. And we call down south, we call it the Dante Leon.
Oh, that's funny.
That's in our minds, that's who
Classic
popularized
Dante.
it. Yeah, the Dante Leon pass, where you hit that little Wing Chun movement that you guys have seen from
Look at
half guard.
this.
Here we go.
Oh.
He's in on the reap.
Should have gone
He's got
Boston
it locked.
crab.
He's still
It's
got
all
the
right.
straight ankle. He can finish that. Nope, he's
You know
giving
what?
it up.
Hold on. I mean, I like the little underhook there on that leg that just keeps him attached, which he could wrestle up from that.
Yes,
The
he could
hard
take the
part is
back.
just the, watch your arm.
Ooh, look for the
but
counter.
it's the counter. A little bit of a toe hold action that allows for, God, man, that timing is so rough, especially when you're so exhausted. It looked like for a split second, Dante was going to try to stand back up. And as a result, exhausted, maybe not able to get to his feet in the way, kind of evaluating what he was going to do. And that gave Giancarlo just enough time to come up on top. Now, the question is this.
There's
if
that wedge.
these two go scoreless, do we then see overtime, Kevin?
Yes.
And what happens in overtime?
So in overtime, it gets very interesting. You have a few options if you're Dante Leon. Now, assuming that this will be judged fairly, and I hate to open with that, but it is always a consideration in jiu-jitsu. I'm not trying to put ADCC on blast. We've all done IBJJFs as well, where you go, assuming that this is judged fairly, Dante Leon has put a lot in the bank to win that decision. He may not be under pressure to win it. He can shoot by his 3 seconds in the front headlock and get to his guard. He's been incredibly effective on his guard. I think that's the play. But Dante Leon's not afraid to wrestle, man. He's had success against Giancarlo early. He's not afraid to wrestle. He has the power for it. But Giancarlo looking crisp, looking fresh. It does not seem that defending those leg entanglements really taxed Giancarlo very much.
No, and Bodini looks like he had a rough match with Cyborg. That was a tough battle against a big dude. He's wearing it a little bit more than Leon right now.
Yep. Ooh, nice double by Dante Leon. Right into the front headlock. Progress forward for 3 seconds. Get to your guard, my friend. Oh, straight into the cradle for Giancarlo. This is points. If Dante doesn't come up, this is points.
It's got to be points, right? He initiated that action.
There wasn't forward movement out of that turtle.
I
Okay,
think
I'm okay with it if
3
they're not gonna
seconds.
call
I
it,
think after
okay?
3 seconds in turtle, it becomes neutral.
I think you have to move forward. Maybe they've changed the rules. I'm not gonna profess to be an expert at ADCC.
Yeah, you're like,
I will
now
say,
I'm kind of a
you're
fan.
a little
Yeah.
more informed than most, though, Kevin. It sounds like you've been working with some people who may have some vested interest in those rules and go over them very extensively.
Yes. Sergio and Paul Ardea are lawyers. Ernesto is an extremely sharp guy. They are very on top of the rules. Most of my rules knowledge comes from those guys.
I mean,
Sergio,
I figured that. You know what I mean? But like,
Sergio runs his own tournament, the King Black Belt Attorney Invitational, and just a small plug.
Absolutely.
Just a small plug. It's an ADCC rules tournament, so he is extremely on top of it. He wants to make sure that his tournament runs smooth. He brings in ADCC refs for it, but he also wants to be aware. Sergio doesn't like when people know things he doesn't.
You know, maybe these are the people I need to talk to, but for years I've been teasing the idea of a court show for jiu-jitsu. And the court show is when you go to court for a bad jiu-jitsu decision. And that the referee actually gets put on trial. And I've needed lawyers, and I think I have the judges for it. Now that I'm talking it out, and I've been wondering who has the right acumen as a judge. I mean, it could be Egg too, but who has the right acumen as a judge, a competitor, knowledge of the rules? Maybe I found my star. And you know what? TV good looking. All right, and multi. Oh my God, I can sell this around the world. He speaks multiple languages. Holy, let me call.
Write that
Polyglots,
down.
man.
Can I be the Doug Llewellyn of it? Just like the dude that interviews people in the People's Court after they lose their case?
Yes.
How do you feel about that takedown? Did you muscle?
Once I thought about did you muscle it? Once I thought about Egghead, I was like, nah, maybe I make him the bailiff though. I think that could work really
He's
well.
our Dusty. Was that the bailiff's name? Dusty?
You can tell that Tim spent a lot of time at home being sick because he knows those names still
Man, I
after
watched
that
a
many
lot
years.
of 80s TV growing up.
Absolutely, brother. Now, we are at a point, 139 left to go. Giancarlo trying to pass Dante Leon, putting up some good frames in the half guard, trying to keep him at bay. But you get the sense that judge's decision would go Giancarlo's way. So if you are Dante Leon, it really is likely coming down to a submission finish if he's going to get it, because Giancarlo has been so close on so many of those passes and just short of finishing it. But I have to ask you this, and I'm going to go back over to Kevin here in a second here. When I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at Giancarlo doing enough to secure it, is there any way Dante could potentially eke this out via decision?
So by decision, I actually have Dante up.
But is it through the whole?
Yes.
Or is it
not the
through
overtime, the entire match? How the entire match went, I would say Dante Leon put enough time in the regulation, all his offense. Now, you're right. It's close. There's no way this goes where it becomes a, in air quotes, robbery. It's close. But I have Dante Leon up based on the threats he posed. He had like, what, 4, 5, 6 leg entries?
Again, when we're talking about threats, I feel like those are larger in a submission format.
Yeah, for sure.
This is still very much a points avenue with submissions. And I feel like that classic ADCC style might lean a little bit more toward Giancarlo because of the incompleteness of a full threat.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that he is attempted more
Maybe, yeah.
is the issue. But if it was a sub-only format match, then, yeah, I think you could give it to Dante. I don't know that that's necessarily the case here. And they just panned to a shot of a child who won a Make-A-Wish. I'm sorry, Nicholas Marigali. He's in a sling. I got confused if that was him or not, or a kid from Make-A-Wish. He was wearing bright hair. It was very confusing. I was very distorted. I'm
both
so
these
sorry.
guys, their demeanor both seems like they both think they. Well,
Do you
Leon
think-
seems a little nervous.
I think both of them are actually nervous. And Dante Leon picks up the win.
Nice.
Man, congratulations to him.
I think that's a good decision, actually. I think
I will
Leon
be
paced it
honest,
out.
I don't mind it because it did suit the guy who was trying to get the submission.
Yeah.
As opposed to the dude who was trying to play the positions themselves.
Yeah, I think you're. I will stand by. I don't think either way this could have gone. I would have called it a robbery. I think it was very close. It depends. It depends what you're looking at for your jiu-jitsu. This is one of those where I was like, oh man, you can't really live on that decision. That's tough. But yeah, I'm very happy it went Dante's way.
I feel like it is a validation of the person who is the aggressor and is trying to make something happen. But the reason why I hedged my bet was I'm so used to the opposite happening.
Sure.
I'm so used to when they give those sort of criterium, which, by the way, jiu-jitsu court, we would hear the decisions read in full. But you don't know what happens most of the time. It's just a nebulous decision. We never hear the justification for it. We just go like, oh, well, that's a robbery, but we don't know the criteria. It might not be a robbery based on their criteria. We just never get the ruling. And as a result of that, all of us then say, like, here's what they're looking for. Here's what they're looking for. And that subjectivity is so wide. In this particular case, they put together a very nice highlight package of how aggressive Dante was. But for Giancarlo, who has worked the system, who knows the rules with a team that is gamified so many matches to a perfection level, you just thought there's always the chance he ekes out with it on a close match.
Yeah.
So either way, not disappointed, but congratulations to Dante Leon. And if we're being honest, Giancarlo was already a championship winner, but now you have Dante Leon as a bronze medalist in the ADCC format, which I still think is a very cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be happy with that. I mean, ultimately, of course, you want to win. You want the gold. You want to go home with the best. Everyone wants to go home number one, but you can't be disappointed in that. You know,
look at that shot. What kind of intermission is 43 seconds?
That's
like you can't go get
that's like a
popcorn
poor
with
man's
that.
sphere. That's the sphere you buy on Amazon.
All right, you gentlemen keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm going to go use the restroom real quick.
Let's talk about the after party because
keep on that, but I do have an updated photo for that when we come back.
Can I just give my take on it? Yeah, sure. Do you remember when Hillary Clinton lost the election and they panned to the DNC, like the big party they thought was going to be a big party, and it was just like absolute disappointment? That was the vibe that I'm picking up from New Wave when they flash to the crowd and they're just kind of sitting there, and you see Marigali in the cast and Gordon sitting next to him and Danaher's off to the side, and it just looks like, you know, while they're having some success, and obviously these are like top of the line athletes, they're some of the best people that are out there, not what they expected. It's not what they wanted, you know, and I think that there's a little bit of a extra layer to it because there was so much braggadocious behavior leading up to it. It was saying like, hey, we want to thank everyone for what we're about to do, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and then it doesn't happen, and then your competing organization basically hits a home run, right? And you're sitting there like, damn, what are we going to do? Craig Jones, those guys are partying. They're spinning donuts in the Miata out on the corner of Tropicana and South Las Vegas Boulevard. Like they're going crazy, right?
Ben, pop a squat.
Slide in.
I don't want to make that executive. Yes, I do. Make that executive decision. I'm the captain now.
There you go. Rap
Here we
comes
go,
back.
guys.
No one sits in my chair. Who's been sitting?
Yeah, say
in
hi
my
to the
chair?
people, Ben.
Hi.
Hi. How do you say your last name, Ben?
Vaught.
Ben Vaught.
It's like Vaughn, but with a T.
Got you.
Do you watch The Boys?
I did, actually, yeah.
You're going to have to change your last name?
I gotta say, I stopped as soon as like the new season came out with The Smartest Woman. I immediately was like, all right, I'm gonna have to put this one on
This
the
is
back.
impossible.
Vaught is the bad guy corporation.
Yeah,
in The Boys.
yeah. What do they make? They make some Super D or what's
Wow.
it?
Spoilers. It's V.
Serum?
V.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, Hookie, come on now, man. There's 6 seasons out there. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, Rap's just intimidating. Look at this. He's okay. I'll be Letterman. You'll be Andy Dick.
So you think you've got what it takes to be lead chair?
100%.
Not even correspondent, not even co-host billing. You think you have what it takes to be lead middle
I set poor Ben up
square
for this.
here?
Yes.
You literally just pulled a Bill Clinton. You didn't have an affair with that intern. You don't even know what that reference
I did
is.
not touch that woman.
You get it?
Yes.
All right,
Miss Lewinsky.
Give me one hot take about one jiu-jitsu topic.
Oh.
He lit up.
If you're wearing spats and a superhero rash guard, gay.
All right, we just lost the gay audience.
Listen, only Craig Jones can do that, man.
Yeah,
Come on now.
You just offended all those Keep Jiu-Jitsu gay people. Now what are we going to do? We'll never get them back. And you know what? The best part about that is I heard him working on that material. This dude is taking around his hot takes like it's open mic night, being like,
Hey, what's up with all that?
No, real talk. Ben has been a fucking soldier for us this whole
Thank
week.
you so much, Ben.
Thank you very much. Don't no, it's not that. It's
Bro, it's the opposite of humility. Yeah, you got to chin it, dude.
No, this is he's an outstanding individual. And let me just say this. We have been very well supported this week from a lot of great people, but a lot of people we all knew. A lot of our gang is part of our crew, our extended family. Ben came in sight unseen and was already part of the crew minute one. So we thank you, young man. We'll definitely be giving you more props as we go through, but you are doing a great job. And you share a certain vision like I do, which is sometimes when you see something in production, you go, the fuck is that? So I'm just saying, some get it, some don't. So anyway,
Got Be a Mosquito. I can't read that other name. The camera's blocking me.
You're talking about Adele Foriano? Looks like our friends will be rejoining us soon. I did get note. I think that you can tell that Egghead has hit his true dad moment of being like, all right, let's get out of here before the traffic kicks up.
Yeah, we don't want to be here when everybody leaves.
Oof, it is going to be.
Let's leave in the seventh inning.
Seventh inning. But Dad, I want to watch the whole thing.
LA has changed you, Egg.
Hey, he's not part of us. He's the San Diego crew.
It's all the same once you're north of the grapevine.
No, it's not, bro. I don't surf enough to be considered San Diegan.
San Diegan?
Yep.
That sounds like an egg sandwich. How about San Diegan?
It says the grappling hour. Let's go. What a crazy weekend for grappling and MMA. Derek, you're not lying, my man. It has been intense. We have covered damn near 21, 23 hours of MMA and grappling, and I have to say it's kind of been all worth it. Now, Tim, you made a great mention about Hillary Clinton in terms of that party where everybody was a little bit down. I like to think of it that it's a little bit like Festivus, where Danaher just airs his grievances on everybody's terrible technique and just goes like, and now we turn to Nicholas Marigali, who would have made me happy, but disappointed me greatly. And everybody just goes like, man, I wanted to just eat some chicken, but instead I feel bad about myself. They all cry themselves asleep. Having said that, not too far from the truth, because I've actually had dinner with a couple of those members, and it can be intense. Nonetheless, we have a match in front of us. 16 minutes, 41 seconds. This is for, and correct me if I'm wrong here, your absolute championship, correct? Because we did have the bronze medal match, which wasn't really a match. It was a forfeit as a result of injury. Amy Campo taking home a bronze medal there. But do we have any feelings about this one? Do you have any? Ooh, we're already at a takedown, by the way.
Adele's hunting that mirror lock that she got earlier.
That was a beautiful mirror lock.
Yeah, that was really cool. We're gonna do the technical breakdown on that, and I'm gonna jump on Tim's elbow full force.
Oh no! Now you can do it to Ben because he's in a suit now.
I would
so
never.
He's accessible.
I would never do that to you, Ben. You got to take this out.
I dozed off for a brief. Well, then you're one of our audience members, so that's good. No, you'll be just fine. Just go.
Then call up some training partners you don't like. I got some shit to demonstrate.
He goes. He's got him on speed dial.
I'm gonna make some calls.
Is Harrison there?
So
man, B is so tough.
I'm gonna reverse Matt Enforcer there.
Reverse mat. My man.
Hell yeah.
So I've been waiting to unleash this poor child because at first I've just been kind of like horsing around and like pretending to choke him and whatever. This dude doesn't want me. He wants the final boss.
Let's go.
But I like the fact that when I called him, I was like, or he called in and he's like, hey, are you guys still there? I was like, bro, first of all, where the fuck do you think we were going? And then second of all, he goes, I'm bringing my rashi and some shorts. I want it, Kevin. And
he said that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I brought my gear. We'll roll. Yeah, we'll roll.
Oh, wow. Wow. Can we film it?
Yeah.
Can we film it?
I mean, you should ask him.
Oh,
Yeah,
he said,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course. I thought the kid was like, I don't know, man.
I got you.
I'll wrestle with you, Kevin.
Perfect.
Oh.
Let's go.
Wow. Wait,
I
who
love
are
it.
you texting after that? I like that he was like, good? Good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm down with
I
it,
can
man. I'm
go.
with the energy.
You got to tell your girlfriend what. Oh, man.
He's texting Andy Varela. He's like, can you come down here now?
Babe, put the ice packs in the freezer.
It's on. What should I do?
So hold on. What did I say to you, Kevin, last night? What did I say to you, Kevin, was the plan number, the scenario in
You
which
said plan letter Z.
Yeah, it was plan Z that you would end up rolling today.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
yet you have
found a way.
initiated plan Z.
We're all out of letters, man. It's time to go.
Yeah, man.
Here enters a challenger indeed. I just like that this kid's like, it's kind of a free private. So yeah, I'm taking this.
He said I'm with it, Mo.
Yeah.
He's going to
You know
start
what?
asking you all
That
kinds of
Hold
stuff.
on. For the fucking work that he's done,
Yeah.
you private the fuck out of
I'm
this
good with it.
kid. You show him something that is way more impressive than the rest of us can do, which
You get the business card first, though.
oh, you get the business card first. By the way, we are mentioning this is a great match thus far in. Bia Mosquita is she is focused in on that. And we were saying that we're looking for that mirror lock, correct?
Yeah, the
From
elbow
Adele.
twist with the overhook. I'm not sure whether Adele, I genuinely don't know, whether Adele can hit it from the bottom. She's jumped into it before and was looking for it. You can hit it from the bottom, but the trick comes from moving your entire body behind the elbow, right? Bringing the elbow across your opponent's center. Using your entire body to do that. It's
Right.
really hard to do that from the bottom because the top person can just limit your ability to move your hips.
Can I point this out? It is kind of wild to me that there's been very little mention of also great jiu-jitsu standout who fights for
Here it is.
the
There it
PFL.
is. She
and
pulled her arm
Bellator.
Sorry.
She did lose it because Bia is too
Yeah,
aware
Bia
of it.
pulled her arm inside as soon as Adele started to climb and started to bring her hips up. Bia swung
Now,
swung,
Is this going to be at a disadvantage now for Adele that somebody who's so crafty as Bia, she reads that and now she's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
now I know what's up right there.
if you're Adele, you have to have made that read and go, all right, well, that was plan A.
Yeah.
What's B? What's C? Like, I'm not getting that one. Unless I keep her honest, I'm not getting that.
I just feel like if you've ever seen Bia compete live and in person, she has that literally just reads to you as no,
Yeah.
nope.
The answer's no.
Still no. Still not happening for you. And I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty good about being like a poker face with a lot of people I roll with. Somebody like her, I go, listen, it could be a little intimidating. I think after the fourth or fifth time you've tried your best thing, you're like, damn, this girl is not giving me anything.
Yeah,
So
there's
it
some
could be very, very-
competitors. There's some competitors where you like win, lose, or draw. You know you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Bia's one of those.
So
She likes to win, and she's good at it, man.
Yeah, she does. She does it kind of often. Yeah.
she is phenomenal at it. And credit due being all the way. We want to make sure that we're pointing out this, but she has Lady Goat written on the back of her rash guard for a reason. Like, she is somebody who has always been a standout. And I do believe now she has
wrapped that arm up again.
See
Wow.
again, Bia saying no.
There it is again.
Oh, but
Well, this is a shoulder
that's
crunch,
actually
but-
not a bad start, if I'm being honest. It's hard to finish because she could still revolve it around. I'm speaking of Bia being able to escape that arm. I think she's very savvy about it. Like, look, like it's nothing getting out of it. But at least at the most part, if you're over the elbow, you do have a chance of sticking a little bit more like glued to it, at least for a sweep. But in that particular case, Bia just is able to wiggle her arm back on out through it.
Yeah. Look at Bia just straight up trapping the arm she knows she wants.
Mm-hmm.
She's just trapping that wrist. She's like, yeah, you know what? We're not doing the whole thing where I risk swimming my arm out. I'm just gonna pin this to your chest. Good luck. She's so unbothered. Yeah.
The timing that Adele has, though, from every time Bia tries to posture a little bit, she snaps her
Climbs.
back in with her legs and
Yeah.
pulls her down.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I need a
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, pass it around.
I need a editorial board check on what we feel about this.
Oh,
That's
I think the editorial board said exactly what they needed to say, so maybe we won't be putting that one up.
oh yeah, that one's for the group chat. That's not for the main page. Good lord.
Yep.
Yeah, that one will get you in the. Man, Ben's had some zingers.
Ben's
Man.
not bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Hey, look, the one who'd be replaced on this show is you. So you thin ice, bro. We're going younger demographic if we bring him in, and arguably maybe better traps. Don't know, man.
I think he replaces you.
there's not a chance.
He's a producer on the show. It goes president, vice president. I mean, secretary of chill.
And
You know
then
what
it
I'm
goes
saying?
not a president. Your title is not a president.
That's how you introduce me. Yeah, this is Tim Freeman, president. You got RAF ESPARZA, president. Kev Sherrill, not a president. You don't even say my last name. Kevin, not a president. Kev.
You know, the hard part was I didn't know if I brought on another Kevin, how dangerous this was going to get. When I was introduced, I'm like, well, that's the Kevin I worked with for 10 years, and then this is the Kevin we've known for like 20 minutes. So, you know what I'm saying?
I like the thumb down. 20 minutes. It only took me that long to.
By the way, I wonder if
Bia just took a penalty.
Okay.
Stalling.
Was it because she
Yeah.
disengaged there? Or was that what
So,
that was?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think they're saying she hasn't been attempting to pass this entire time. She's gotten chewed up by stall penalties in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she does not, let's be real, she does not have a very progressive style. She doesn't progress, she beats the shit out of you. Like,
Yeah.
she's
It's
not
the same. It's
yeah.
the same game. It's the same style, but
Yeah.
she's really freaking fantastic at it.
Yeah, of course. Like, Lady Goat is not out of pocket for her to have that on her
Oh,
rash
not at
guard.
all.
She's
How many
had
titles does she have?
a lot.
Is she the most decorated female?
If she's not, she's close. For a while she was. I think she's starting to get past now. I want to say 6, but I also just might be, mixing up that.
Oh, you know what's really weird?
Jordan.
Slight deviation here. I did put up a photo, and I thought it was in the preview, not the actual program, but here we are. That's the after party to beat. And if you could see it over on the side, it is Rockhold, it is Craig Jones, it is a bunch of people. I think it might even be Zach. Oh, no, I think it's Pat Downey. It's just all these people who got together and decide, oh, and the GOAT. Shit. They fucking got the GOAT in there.
Who?
Hodger.
Oh, I can't even see it. I can't make that out.
Look at that. Like right up close.
Oh, yeah, that's Hodger.
Yeah, they got Hodger. Dude, I just want to say this. ADCC needs to have Andre. That's fine. Maybe Andre, but the only way they beat them is if they get Marcelo.
Adele's on an arm.
Check this out.
She's on that Choi bar.
Not good for Beatrice.
Beatrice is
In
now
the triangle.
Straight into the
away in a
triangle. Worse.
Ooh, that arm is
Out of the
compromised
frying pan
right
into
now.
the fire, man.
Bia trying to go
Ooh,
over.
She going to
Arm's
an
still in
ultra
danger.
Kimura. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. This is a very dangerous spot for her. Triangle's looking good, but that arm's looking even more in
Side
danger.
triangle working them at the same time. That's fucking powerful. That triangle's a tough finish. That
You know
triangle's a tough finish, but the Kimura is not.
To be fair, Bia stopped the action for a split second, got a timeout to hold, and now 6:08 left to go. She's not out of the woods yet, but she was able to stop time to make sure that she has maybe a chance of getting out of it, but it is looking very good for Adele. And
Adele's still on that
Bia's trying to work her way out of it, but just has nowhere to go in this triangle right now.
Oh, okay. I was
Where's
wondering whether
Bia's left hand? Is it inside?
Yeah, Bia has connected her hands, but
Okay.
Adele's inside that bicep.
Oh,
She
I got
needs to get
you.
her arm deeper. She needs to get her arm deeper and start using that forearm as a wedge
As a
to break
wedge.
that
Yeah,
apart.
I agree with you.
She's not gonna be able to do it with strength. No way. Be as strong as shit. She's got to get that wedge in there and cook her for about 5 minutes on that grip.
Isn't she now Bia's using her knee up underneath her bicep just to support that arm and keep it up?
Yeah, I think I can't see, but I think she's grounding her bottom arm and her bottom elbow against the mat so that she doesn't have to use grip strength, which, savvy vet.
Which is brilliant. In the ground, I always tell my students, the ground is that like third party in all of the matches, and sometimes it's your friend and sometimes it's your mortal enemy.
Yeah, I have that discussion all the time with like wall work and groundwork. I'm like, yeah, man, sometimes your friend, sometimes not.
I mean,
that'll switch up real quick on you.
We're still stuck in this position, and most people would have been gone in this second, and yet it's been about a minute 30. I don't know about you guys, but those submissions you get stuck in, and you just think, is there a way out of this, or do I have to wait this clock out?
Here's the thing: if she waits the clock out, if Bia does, she loses.
Correct.
It's a 4.5 minute wait. That's
so
a long time to chill in a triangle.
You're gonna chill in a triangle. It's a tight one too. Chill in a triangle and have your arm cooked. And at any point, if that breaks, something else might. But meanwhile, you're under pressure to escape and score.
It's just the idea is you are contingent almost on them messing up, and the cameraman having a bit of the shakes over there.
Incredible timing on the word mess up. And the cameraman just loses it.
Listen, I'm not trying to start anything with the cameraman.
Can Bia step over Adele's head with her left foot and try to pry her head out? Is that even on the table?
Or is it risky to do because you compromise if you stand up and she like tripods that out, that you just get even deeper in it. But maybe there's a back take here.
If she tries to go across, the question is like, how much control of posture does Adele have on Bia's? Because in order for her to turn to her right, for Bia to turn to her right, and if she can't turn her neck to go that way, she's just going to get deeper into that triangle, and she's going to get pulled down and go deeper into the triangle. But, what are you interested in? You interested in the slow death?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, maybe take the risk. I don't know.
She got her to reconnect the legs.
She's switching to a classic triangle and switching back.
That was fatigue, probably just a slight, like I need 3 seconds of like blood flow to my legs.
The only thing that happens in your favor is it does allow your shoulder to kind of maneuver a little bit more as she readjusts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take a lot, but I think Bia's seasoned enough to know, hey, listen, I got to time this out, but I kind of have to do the standard quo here.
All right, Adele's making a push for the wrist.
Listen.
Right back in there.
Yeah, I mean, Bia's sticking to the game plan, which is don't move.
If I'm Adele, I'm riding this shit out.
No.
I'm riding this
if
shit
I'm
out.
Bia, I'm trying to slam her. And I'm just saying,
that's a really good point.
Yeah, she's in a sub. Good call.
Yeah, I just no disrespect to Adele. She's probably a very nice person, but it's Gio Martinez, Jeff Glover.
Listen, that family is cheering for her.
Well, what a crying in a second.
We're such an interesting group that it's like, yay, clap for that murder more. Yay, you do it. We love you. I'm intrigued to see how long this goes on for, because when we said the original proposition was this is going on for a bit, right? We said it was going to be something that she has to endure and go through. Guys, it's been 3 minutes now in that position. And we did say, well, maybe she'll be in there for a while. We'll see how long it's going to be. You almost get the sense it could go the full 5 minutes in that position.
This is like I walked into the Human Centipede movie, and I'm just like, what the?
Yeah, it's 100% that. Tim with the 100% correct call. You know what's so funny is, if we were smarter individuals and, maybe we learned something from ADCC, there's always the possibility of creating unnecessary super fights. And maybe that's how we should have built Ben versus Kevin. Like, it was like, you didn't need this. Nobody asked for this. But Kevin said, if you give me this.
Right.
Hold on.
I think you just came up with a genius segment, unnecessary super fights.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
Like that. Hold on.
That is great.
Let me just tell you guys this. This is, again, the 6th iteration of a fight companion that I have done for ADCC. In the 2nd iteration, we used to have super fights. Do you know who one of the super fight participants was? ADCC competitor Keith Kokorian.
Oh, beautiful.
So because they used to be at all hours of the night, I had talked Keith into doing one, or I was like, yeah, we're doing this. And Keith's like, oh, man, nobody else is a nerd like me who will stay up. I'll do something for you. I was like, would you have a super fight against Joey, who is a friend? Joey won House, if you would.
Oh, yeah.
And Joey's like, I'll do it. I'll take on Keith. Keith's a good kid, but I'll show him what's what. And I wanted to make sure that Keith, a competitor, didn't get into trouble or wouldn't be hurt or injured as a result of a crazy situation from just competing with our nonsense. So I said, if it goes the time on their super fight, it would be broken via tic-tac-toe. And Joey has a win over Keith from overtime in tic-tac-toe.
Oh, man. It's because he takes ice baths. That's what it is.
It is. So there is that. But yes, you do have a winner. Adele, you know, we said it was a possibility she was going to keep Bia in that triangle attacking the arm for 5 minutes. And she said, bet. So she will be your absolute champion. And I got to say this, all the credit to her, because that's an easy position to lose when you get that fatigued, that tired, and especially doing it to somebody as high caliber as Bia Mesquita. And right now we're going to go ahead and hear the interview. We'll give you the recap of what Jake Watson is asking here in just a second. But, oh, wait, there's some...
It's the nosebleed.
There's the nosebleed, but there's also some, you know, celebration. You don't want to interrupt this moment. They've earned that moment, so you give them a few seconds. But a very, very wholesome family and friends moment at the T-Mobile Arena for Adele, and very well deserved. She crushed it this weekend. She really did. And I mean,
That's
listen,
cool.
Who gets a mirror lock at ADCC?
Yeah, for real.
It is impressive to be able to pull that off, and all the credit in the world to her. I'm intrigued to hear what she has to say. And listen, as somebody who would appear on television, her crew that is making sure she is not bloody on the television is making sure, like, this is your star moment. Let's give it to you with all respect so that you don't look back in this footage and see that your nose was bleeding when you have one of the best moments of your life. So great instincts by them. We're going to mute ourselves and let's, excuse me, hear what she has to say. Nope. There's still, more posturing, more hugging. Jake Watson's just basically looking like a third wheel in the situation, like, yo, you going to come talk to me? Because
Come out there with a mic, you come in hot, you're waiting to enter the mat area.
I will say, we do have to teach Jake Watson about the idea of clapping when you have a microphone. Because he's doing the full-on this, which makes noise. Anyway, here we go. We'll be back in a second. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong here, but it sounded like she gave a lot of credit. And I want to first, before we get to the juicy part of what she said, give some props here. It was a really nice speech. She was able to tell her friends and family how much she loved them. She was able to say what a great weekend it was. But she put over Bia Mesquita in a way that is perhaps indicative of how classy many of the women are in our sport. Like, it's so weird, but you always hear women giving credit to other women. She had the grace to say that Bia Mesquita is still the lady goat and still giving her props, while at the same time basking in her own championship. But at the very end, the juicy part, of course, the one that will make headlines, is that she seemed to be calling out Fionn Davies. Now, did I hear that right?
I think you did. That was the gist of what I got.
heard, yeah.
I almost was like, wait a minute, she's calling out Fionn Davies? Like, yeah, but I think so.
But you'll notice it was a put your money where the mouth is, not any mention of Craig Jones Invitational. It might be the press edict that I predicted, which is that don't mention them, but you can maybe mention specific individuals. I don't know if that's true or not. I just get the assumption of walking around it or skirting around it. And maybe it's just something that they're self-policing themselves to do. But knowing what I know about them, it almost feels like they would have instructed them like, hey, don't, because we're trying to pretend like they don't exist. Nonetheless, an intriguing matchup to be discussed, I think, later on the post show.
Yeah.
So we'll collect our thoughts on that one because, man, I got to tell you, I would be very impressed. But while we're still on the topic, let's go ahead and give some due. Like, Kevin, what impressed you about her run this week?
Her run this week?
Yeah.
I mean, she was exactly who we expected her to be the whole way through. She attacks submissions. She's dangerous. She's explosive. And there's something that, like, you kind of have to mentally prepare for when you're going into ADCC rules because of the nature of the rule set, which is this match is probably going to be decided by one exchange. There's going to be a lot of grip fighting, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of positioning, and then there will be one moment, and we don't know when that is, where both of us decide to commit. Both of us lock in, or I get a look and they don't quite get away. One moment that's going to dictate the match. And a lot of the time that's a takedown, or it's a back take, or it's a sweep. And with her, it seems to be immediate submission threat. Potentially the fight's over. And you just got to love that, like 0 to 60, all gas, no brakes, no curveball, no changeup, straight down the pipe, just gas.
Tim, I'm going to come over to you right now. In terms of performances in the past from ADCC, where does her run stand? Because maybe it's been a while since we've seen that absolute category, but I think that just justified it in the same way that men have become double champs. We saw her have an incredible weekend herself. So where do you kind of place that in the history of ADCC?
Well, I mean, anytime you win double gold at ADCC, whether it's 2024 or 2022 or whatever the year is, that's not an easy feat. That's typically representative of the best grapplers in the world. But I think, to be honest with you, in her own mind, the reason she's calling, I'm not even we'll get to that at the post show, but
sure.
It's always going to be historic. It's always going to be personal. And that's something that the ADCC needs. They need new stars. They need people to show. They need people to shine. It can't feel like, hey, they just put a bunch of backup or, the next group of names on the list to get them in there and fill the seats. So I think it's awesome.
I beat some scrubs to win this, frankly.
Yeah, I got my scrub medal.
I would tell you this.
Bia, gee, that's a big deal.
I would tell you this. I think one of the things we could take from pro wrestling, and there's a lot of good we could take from pro wrestling, is I think you could learn the way to cut a good promo in this region. A lot of people take stabs at it, but if you'll notice in pro wrestling, they'll usually compliment their opponent, and they'll say, like, I know this dude's a killer. A legend killer, a guy who's been crushing it on the scene. But I'll tell you what, that won't mean nothing when I get in the ring with them. It's literally putting over their opponent to heighten the stakes. Most of the mistakes I see our opponents or our people do in jiu-jitsu is they don't tend to up their value. They basically say, like, yeah, dude, this guy's nothing. I've seen his half guard. It's garbage. And then it's like, well, then why am I tuning in?
He can't pass my guard.
He can't pass my guard. Oh, boring. Okay, great. I think you need to probably highlight why this match is compelling and sell that to us. Because if you just go on the this is garbage, we stop caring at a certain point. And yeah, maybe if you have the win record of Gordon Ryan, it might be something that's interesting, but that is more a novelty that wears out over time, and it may increase your bankability to make it more of a dance in the promotion when you are working with somebody. Like making it 50-50 in terms of I'm selling this, you're selling this, but in order to sell it, we kind of have to highlight each other and say why I can still beat that. So
yeah, I'd like to see managers involved that actually get on the mic. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about this a couple weeks ago on Inside BJJ with a good friend of mine, Clay Haywood, and that was his point. He's like, we need managers who just snatch the mic out of their athletes' hands and just cut a promo for them.
Yeah.
Undertaker didn't cut many promos, man. He had Paul Bearer.
I mean, you know what, though? The best gimmick of all, if you think about it, because all he had to do was rest in peace. And then people go
Beautiful.
like, dude, he cut the best promo. I was like, it's the same shit ever. Oh, yes. You got that guy. That guy does all the work.
That's a fun segment where we make a bunch of enemies, where we just list who in the jiu-jitsu community needs a manager. Yeah, don't let that guy have a mic. Here's your manager. Yeah, we're not going to do that one.
I have gone over time, many a grapplers, and told them, yo, I will talk for you or I'll write your promos for you. And some have taken my jokes and used them. So I won't say who, but some have definitely used them in high-profile matches. Nonetheless, we're at Cyborg versus Duarte for your men's absolute championship. And I guess it begs the question, if Cyborg wins this, he has to then have the super fight in 2 years. And when you get old enough, those 2 years may not matter to a lot of people, but at that age, it matter.
Yeah, they definitely matter. I'm not sure how he's going to pull that off. He might have to send someone in his stead.
Hey, man, when you're 43, you don't know if you're going to be around in 2 years, you know?
Bro,
no,
I don't know I'm around
no cap,
in 2
man.
years. Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. This dude right here is 42. I am nervous about 43 in a year.
Led a good life, man.
I'm all right. Wait, don't do that. I'm not dying yet. No one's RIP'd me. And also,
you're right.
You all will be judged for your speeches when I'm gone. I am working with the speech community. Everybody will be ranking you 1 out of 10.
Speech community. I got ran out of the speech community.
Just telling you guys.
He said I got clout with the speech community.
Well, I mean, I'm a national champion, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Just telling
I'm fucking known around these parts.
I mean,
D1 speech artist.
He said, listen, you think English is your ally?
Hold on. Did you go on a scholarship and get your school paid for?
Yes.
Scholarship, get your full school paid for, doing speech.
Oh, okay.
Respect.
I thought you meant like real sports.
Did you win a national championship?
Keep liking you more and more, man.
No, hold on. Did you win a national championship?
No.
Must suck.
Must suck.
But wouldn't know that life. Anyway, back to this match. Talking about 2 potential championships. Here, we had the first with the ladies, now going back to the men. And this is going to be pretty much the dictated pace. It's just going to be stand-up, claw, snatch, single, and man.
Big double leg helps him right back up.
Hold on. I don't know if I like that. In an absolute match, helping out. You like it?
I don't like it. And the ref just told him to hurry up.
I like it
just
as a power
knocked
play.
him down, dude.
You think
it is a power play?
I like it as a power play.
Let me help you up, sir.
I'll tell you this much. It is
Looks like
basically
he fell down, big
he
dog.
is old manning him real
Yeah,
quick
he
and be
is.
like, Bud, let's get back up.
I know you can't. I know you've fallen and you can't get back up. Yeah.
This is almost like Cyborg fighting a version of himself.
Dude, we don't see this Kynan a lot. He must know for a fact that he must know something. He feels like he's going to beat Cyborg's ass, man. He is going at him. This is aggressive. Normally, Kynan takes his time.
Yeah, he settles in.
Woof.
When Kynan is focused and on it, he's almost unbeatable.
This is my you can see Kynan going back to when Kynan won his first ADCC gold medal. 2 weeks later, he gets leg locked at a fight to win.
He's
Like
just
pretty
checked
quickly.
out,
Yeah,
man.
dude. He locks in for ADCC. You see the best version of him.
Woo! DDT
And then he just doesn't
happening
care.
right here.
Here we are. He's on
Duarte
the net.
was looking for a mount, but gets just shucked off by Cyborg, who's still in danger. It does tap right now.
Oh,
Well
nice.
done. Duarte is your absolute champion, and honestly, probably better. You know what I mean? Like, just in terms of, like, what could be the match. Because right now, we're about to see who's going to face him.
What a match.
In the winner of the super fight. And I don't know that there's a guarantee that Gordon is there too in 2 years. We're talking about Cyborg being there in 2 years from age.
Yeah.
Gordon tummy issues do not solidify. And Gordon keeps kind of pushing that needle of like, listen, guys, I don't know. I keep trying to do these Undertaker once a year WrestleMania moments, but like it's not going well when I have to try to do my thing.
This is all taking for granted that Gordon beats Yuri, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, look, I'm not a Gordon Ryan hater. I cut a lot of jokes. I say a lot of things because it's fun and it's entertaining and we're cracking jokes and that's why you're watching. But Gordon's absolutely can destroy just about anybody who's standing in front of him.
Yeah.
It's just he has been so dominant against so many top guys. When you see any kind of letting off the gas or anything that looks like a vulnerability in him, it's like, oh man, what's going to happen? Like, guys are starting to close the gap is really what's happening.
It's Habib when he couldn't take down Al Iaquinta in the 5th, and we
Mm-hmm.
all went, it's starting to happen. Like,
and there's some nice embracing between the opponents right now. Duarte, I think, is pointing that, yep, he wants some water. At first, I couldn't tell of who just won a championship, this guy, but an outpouring of love from Wagner. Looks like the Fight Sports family going over to hug Cyborg, who's emotional. I mean, I get it. Obviously have your moment, obviously be there. But I mean, like, Cyborg's felt that before. You know what I mean? Like, he's been to the dance. So we'll see what Jake Watson has to say with Duarte. All right. So, a great moment for Duarte. Listen, dude, it's an incredible thing to do. As Jake pointed out, this is his 4th championship in ADCC. And, man, like, that could have been game over right there, honestly, if you didn't be so polite in it. And yet, I think we may be looking at this guillotine. Yes, we are. It kind of jumps into it. Now, watch, for a split second, the animalistic nature of being able to swat him off, but they cut that part out. He has the guillotine, and it is tight. And you almost see Cyborg have just a moment of, I can't believe this happened. And yet, you do have to acknowledge the incredible run that Duarte did have. So, well done. Congratulations to him. It does open up the question. I know Jake was asking, who do you think is going to win for the Gordon Ryan and Yuri Samoas match? That is coming up next. So, just so you guys know, yeah, you saw a super fight yesterday. And it was okay. It was okay. Gordon pulled one out. But that was a match that you basically saw after Felipe Pena had gone for 2 previous rounds. I see Egghead's basically Egghead did the magic trick of like, it was like Indiana Jones literally replacing the shit where it's about to fall but is not falling. We are in good space here. And by the way, nobody's watching. No, you can take it back. I just was the care that you put into it was more the particular for me. I was like, damn, this is a very beautiful swap out. Gentlemen, I'm going to come to you both for this. So what is what?
This.
Oh, dude, they probably have Fortnite or something. Fortnite's kind of cool. Our youth correspondent over here is telling us Fortnite no build. No cap or cap? No, I'm not doing any more of that. I've stopped. Looks like there's a lack of Riz going on right now. But I'll tell you this much, children. Oh, look, it's fire. I would assume, more lasers indeed.
Oh my God, this is so worth it. I'm so happy they're not giving away $1 million. Put that into pyrotechnics every time.
So
Fuck the athletes.
Listen, Gordon's got to come out with attitude right now, right?
He does.
Has he ever not?
Sassy Gordon.
I mean, this is an intriguing thing. It is a lot of moving parts. This was the super fight we knew we had 2 years ago. And at the same point, is that Felipe Pena?
Yeah, it sure is.
Very, very front and center in
preying
camera
on
view.
his downfall.
So I'm not sure I heard this right. So anybody in the chat can correct me on this. But I felt like I saw Gordon Ryan interview by the good folks over at Flow Grappling. And they asked him his thoughts about his match. And he said it wasn't great. You know, he's mad he didn't win. I'm mad I didn't submit him from yesterday's super fight with Felipe Pena. And yet at the very end of it, I think they asked him if he spoke to Pena at the end of that match, and he said that he did. Wait a minute. Is this the only time we're using Michael Buffer?
Yeah, just this match.
Holy fuck. This is too much money to spend for this dumb thing.
It used to be $1 million to get him.
I don't know. $1 million, but Craig then looked it up on Google. It quoted him at $250K per public appearance. So let's say he gets in and out. Maybe you get a discounted rate because he's like, hey, listen, I got 20 minutes in between laundry.
He's like, yeah, he probably lives in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, that one's maybe an easier pull. But it's just that dude's not coming here of his free volition and love of the sport.
No.
So why we spending that? That could have actually gone more into the pockets of the fighters.
Give Stephen Eakin $250,000 to do that. He's got this.
$250.
It's disappointing in that sense.
Give Steven $200,000 and give me $50,000 to stand behind him and go, yeah, what? Hell yeah.
Nonetheless,
50 G's. That's all it takes.
No.
I just feel like this is a little bit of a
3-man team. This is a posse right here.
I will sell y'all out so fast.
We're all standing together, my friend.
All right, we can all stand behind. I'll split the 50 G's with you guys.
You are not a president the last time I checked, so
I don't get to make those.
You know what? Nobody elected you to office.
You're actually
the leopard print is a choice. Cheetah print.
You wouldn't.
Wow. Dang.
Wow.
I want to hear this. He's got a Jersey Mike's
a sponsorship.
And we saw an Oakley sponsorship.
What if you just put on like shit that you liked on a rash guard, and then they were kind of like, "Do we sponsor him? Maybe we should." About to put some LaCroix on the suit the
Yeah,
next
I
time
know.
we go.
Oh,
That's what I've been trying to do with that Once Upon a Coconut, man. They won't do it for me.
Oh, by the way, that's a good time to give sponsors. We like to thank Gold BJJ. We'd like to thank our good friends over at Salt Electrolytes. Thank you so much. Our good friends at Future Kimonos. We'll show those in, I guess, the post show.
Here we go.
But we're about to get there, and thank you to Inverted Gear.
I love how the ref always asserts his final authority.
It's a ridiculous camera angle for them to choose. The over the top looking down.
It's part of Gordon's contract, so you can't see his moves.
You know what it is? He's like, I'm feeling a little fat right now. Could you get me on my good sides?
All right,
Do you got to jump Gordon fast? Is that the move?
Ooh. Jump Gordon fast? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get better over time, right? Everything he's got is built for efficiency.
Man, he is just strutting.
What's
Yeah,
happening?
flying triangle.
There was a death stare happening from Egg to Kevin at this point.
What's the question? Why what? What am I doing? Egg doesn't think this matchup should have happened?
Oh.
No, I totally disagree. I think Yuri earned his spot, man.
I mean, quite literally. It's a points tournament.
It's a points tournament.
It's a points tournament.
Listen.
How many subs did Gordon Ryan get?
Okay.
Point taken.
Let's take a moment here. Nobody had any subs to get on this show, so I don't know that we are the harbinger of that.
I eat Quiznos every day.
Technically, Yuri's wearing a Jersey Mike's rash guard. I would say he actually has the sub
He
on
probably
his
has
side.
more subs.
You know what? That was the long play that we needed today. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Tim.
You don't think
Gordon working to try and pass guard here in the half guard. Go right ahead, Kev.
No, I'm sitting here. I'm wondering. He's on bottom now. It's almost a moot point. But when they were in the finals of Black Belt IBJJF Worlds, granted, reaping was still illegal, right? I believe at the time, heel hooks and reaping were still illegal.
Yep.
So we're looking at a different match. But Yuri lost to Gordon by an advantage.
Oh my god!
Right? It was 0-0 with an advantage. Granted, again, reaping illegal, and this is a different Gordon. Gordon has continually right. Egg said what year, and he's right. He's 100% right on that. That was what, 2019? 18? Yeah, it was. Listen, I'm just saying, it's possible.
Let me point this out to you guys. While you guys are arguing about something important, I want to bring up the fact that this is a match that we have to endure. But
endure for sure.
It is something that it does have implications for our world, and here's why. It is the closing statement of the weekend. ADCC has a chance to make the final statement of this jam-packed jiu-jitsu weekend. So I guess the question is not only what the match is going to look like, how it plays out, but the aftermath of it. Like, what do we see? Gordon was very, very publicly called out by Nicky Rod at the Craig Jones Invitational just last night. It feels like it was 3 days ago, but it was just last night, no less than 24 hours ago. And yet, it was on a night where Gordon didn't look his best. And not only didn't look his best, but if I'm being honest, and I hope you guys can take this, and it's not like Craig Jones has ever been known to be petty in any way, shape, or form, but look at this post that Craig put up of the audience that was, I think it was yesterday, for the Gordon Ryan super fight.
Yeah, I mean, I was there, man. People were leaving in droves.
I know we were saying that, but we couldn't prove it. And I don't know that this is exactly when, but if that's supposed to be the T-Mobile audience, when Gordon was supposed to go out.
Yeah.
And yeah, because they have the
lights
faces
on.
up there. Well, no, I'm looking at the different faces. I don't know that it was during the Gordon Ryan super fight, but it definitely shows that there was a lack of audience for ADCC at a certain point.
This is not how Yuri wanted his super fight to
No,
start.
but
No.
I think I know the next move for Gordon Ryan.
What's that?
I think he dyes his beard black. He puts on the do-rag and he turns coat and shows up at CGI. CJI is Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He just shows up and he just becomes the best villain that we've ever had. And he just gets reintroduced back to the family.
So let me point this out. I guess the funny part about this is, and we should really make a point, many people were claiming they called this one.
Yeah.
Now, we said something along the same lines, too, on our show. And actually, this is one of my favorite things to hit people with. So seeing this particular juncture by Gordon Ryan is a little bit appeasing to the idea of like, yeah, I like to play this too. So now I'm going to be watching particular attention to how it is he secures a pass. But I don't think we can all take credit for this one thing. Nicky Rod did a great job. He did a pro wrestling move and said, I challenge thee at the next WrestleMania.
He did.
Great moment. It's just, I think a lot of us thought the opportunity was all his, and he took that moment. Whether it plays out and it makes something that works, who knows? But Gordon has done those call-outs and always returned with, no, I make the rules.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he almost no-sells him tonight. He might make a knowledge to it. So is he going to acknowledge it or is he going to no-sell it? Those are the two responses, and that is assuming he wins. But looking at the match right now, where he is currently kind of in a half guard and has his chest flattened on the opposite side arm of Yuri Samoas, you know, a possibility.
Yeah, Yuri's match was going to need to be standing.
Yeah.
The second Gordon ran him over, it was tough. It would be interesting to see Gordon Ryan hit him with that clapback on Nicky Rod wants to put up $1 million. Gordon Ryan just bought into Toehold for $1 million. He's like, nah, man, you know what? You're out here earning your first $1 million. That's cute. I'm out here spending mine. You know, we're just different.
My money's invested right now.
Yeah. He's like, I'd love to, but, you know, I got other stuff going on.
So one of the things I like to do, not like we're the same people at all, me and Gordon Ryan, and how we play our jiu-jitsu, he is slow cooking him here in terms of that pressure, and the way he's climbing up the back was really good. He had the wrist to wrist, and I think I heard one of our friends here acknowledging it. But now he's transitioning, and this is almost more to that classic Gordon Ryan where he wanted to take the back. Yuri puts his shoulders on the mat, and he still has that underhook, but I think that's going to get flattened out every single time that Gordon just applies that pressure and right back underneath that head. That is really heavy, and I have been told by people that my giant head gives me a lot of pressure when I do that to them. The only thing I would be interested in, you see how he's trapped in half guard? Gordon's so good at passing.
Yeah.
You get the sense he could basically get out of that very quickly. I think he wants to be attached, just like an MMA fighter, to just continuously drain that energy.
Yeah, I think he's draining him down because when he does pass, I don't think he wants to get regarded and have to deal with it again.
And there's no point in passing right now. We've discussed before, like when you're camping, when you're cooking guys, using the strategy that he's outlined in his top work, you need them to want to retain. You need them to want to attack you. If they're not fighting back, there's no value in camping and cooking people. Yuri trying to retain his half guard here is really
terrible.
exhausting. Yeah. And if Gordon passes, you know, you kind of got to let the cat get the string. If Gordon passes, Yuri starts resting, and it's for 0 points.
Yeah, but look at this. It's not just if he passes. It's becoming more and more evident.
Yeah,
that
Gordon's going to clear that right
coming
knee
up
eventually.
real
It's
quick.
to poke out.
And Yuri fighting for his life with that guard and tries to get over to his side. That might actually cut a better angle for Gordon, honestly, in this particular moment. And Gordon has this underhook here
he's giving Gordon the underhook.
that is going to allow him to put that head down.
Yeah,
he
now
has
you
both
can't
side
turtle.
underhooks.
I love using the head as a replacement for the crossface.
Yeah.
And using that arm
It's
to
really powerful.
get a double under.
What is up, Allens and Im? We appreciate you for joining us. A lot of you guys have been so kind to us throughout the weekend and have been
Also sets up the head and arm.
dropping some nice notes to us. Thank you guys very much.
There's no turtle. There's no longer a viable option if he lets him pass the half guard.
It's like what we're really seeing is a more detailed version now of the passing game in no-gi. It's like I'm not trying to make a gi versus no-gi debate at all, but there's been so much no-gi for the last, so much gi for the last 50 years. The passing lanes are very well known in the grip work and the patterns. And no-gi, the lack of grips kind of made it feel like it's kind of up in the air, but it's starting to get sorted out. And it's interesting that there's such a strong wrestling influence involved in it, which is something that was lacking for a long time in the jiu-jitsu world.
I want to quickly bring this up before it becomes something that's not relevant, but maybe Gordon's waiting for points to go to that mount.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
legitimately, those 36 seconds are him just biding his time, keeping the underhooks, maintaining position, so that the minute they yell out points, he goes, all right, we're going to start in mount.
I was very surprised when it looked like he was making an effort to pass with that extracting, but I think he was just extracting his knee line. He wants to hang out in this three-quarter mount, quarter guard,
three-quarter mount.
Yeah, he just wants to hang out here until it's time, and he's going to pop his foot out soon as that 9 seconds. Yeah.
You know what? I have an idea. Stopwatch. I'm going to count on the stopwatch how long it takes him go.
He's immediately.
We'll see.
And
up.
All right, time's on.
Nope, not yet. He's still in that. Now watch. The foot's coming over. He is helping ease it out. He is out to mount. We wait for points. I mean, I give him a second because we got to give the actual 3. Took
he lets Yuri regard
before
it.
we saw a score.
And he's going to clear it again and get 6 more
15
points.
seconds
immediately
to get that score in.
Good Lord, he is going to run the score up. He's about to be up 6-0.
He gave it back.
And then it comes back. And he's going to pop it loose.
Oh, my God.
God, this is about to be
he's smiling.
He's smiling at this point. And he might actually be smiling directly at Pena, if I were to make a guess. It could either be at his crew or to Pena. Yeah, go ahead and take the half guard back, because then it just means I can go back to mount and get another 3 if you want it.
Oh,
yep.
Man.
This is going to hurt.
It's tough, but that arm is getting cinched up. Could be looking at a transition to either the back, which we are now heading toward, but there's always the armbar presentation. But yeah, we're looking at a back take. He might try to, go over to the side. Yuri's got to time this out.
He laughs every time he puts that foot back.
I mean, Yuri's in danger very much. Back take, not only a reality. I was going to say armbar, but man, here we are. Armbar did lose it in transition, and Yuri gets him back to guard. Gordon starting to try to stand.
You can't count Yuri out.
You can't. You can't.
No, man. I'm not counting Yuri out.
No. I didn't say you can. I said you can't, but I laughed. So I'm sure that sounded a certain way.
I think you can count Yuri out. Nope. No shade at
Yuri. Hold on.
No shade at Yuri, but like going back to Egg's point, like in a 12-0 match, who do you know who has scored 13 points on Gordon Ryan unanswered?
Well, now that you put it that way, Kevin.
And the other question is, does he submit Gordon?
Well, there's always injury. There's also
Gordon Ryan has blown his knee out in a match before.
LCL
with Zhao.
There's also earthquakes out here on the West Coast. A blizzard or tornado could hit. Dust storm. Dust storms are big out here in Vegas. Definitely got hit with one.
Someone could pull a fire alarm.
Absolutely. Dude, what a genius idea. Yo.
Yeah, I'm going to get in the car.
Actually, don't do that. A lot of people paid money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've lost Egg. Egg's falling asleep on the ground now.
Egg just called time of death on
I
Yuri.
will say, so hold on. Egg, do you break fall before you go into bed? Because you did break fall there, and I was incredibly happy to see that happen. Grace.
Reps are reps.
You're 100% just instinctively seeing it over to the side in my peripheral vision. Back to mount. Might be 15 here in a second, and we are at 15.
Is it disrespectful if I go to the bathroom? I made a joke about it earlier.
I mean, do you want to miss the finish? That's really what you're risking.
I think he plays with him until there's about 2 minutes left, to be honest.
Now that he's got the back?
Yeah, I think he plays with him until there's 2 minutes left. Let's see. I mean, I don't know.
What is the idea of waiting for the 2 minutes left?
What was the idea of passing him fucking 6 times?
I mean, I'm just wondering why in particular you're like, I feel 2 minutes is it.
2 minutes? Because 2 minutes you can afford to screw up a few times and still break through for the finish.
Is Gordon's knuckle bleeding? Oh.
Man, he's so...
See, this is already bad news bears for Yuri Samoas. For this reason, you are trying to 2-on-1 attack these arms. But Gordon, this is his best position, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Gordon... going to be where he has finished a number of individuals. It is unclear. Oh, God, we're just going face crank for the initial to probably get an instant reaction. Sliding the arm over. Oh, the bridge of the nose. Not going to be happy about that tomorrow from Yuri Samois. Gordon just kind of playing with his food at this point. Switching on over.
Gordon gets a lot of credit for a lot of facets of his game, rightfully so, but he is the best back attacker in the world.
You're not wrong on that. I would tell you, Yuri's seemingly shooting us all a look like, this is not looking good, guys. I'm kind of sorry. This is a rough place to be. You try to do this.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. The last statement. At the very least, ADCC has its signature star looking very dominant. But, oh, that arm being trapped.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, that's not ideal. Arms out. Yuri's out. Good for him.
Could be on top. Oh, is this the comeback? He has
21-0. All he needs to do.
5 seconds. Just needs to pinball his way up to.
He's got 22
points.
Submit Gordon Ryan. That'll be Yuri's first submission in quite a while. Or 22 unanswered points on Gordon Ryan.
Mount. Back. Mount back.
He could always take the cyborg route that Cyborg took with Gordon.
I did it in 8.
I think this is when you have somebody pull, the stop out and to disrupt the whole event, and you have plausible deniability. You go like, his guys did it as soon as I got on top. They knew I was about to smash and get up in
You give Felipe the nod and have him come out there and just, really
elbow
disrupt this whole thing.
So in pro wrestling, if somebody interferes with the match, a title match is no longer considered valid.
Yes, it's a DQ, man.
It's a DQ. So DQ finish.
When are we going to start seeing non-title fights, though, where you gotta win that fight to even get a shot at the belt?
I mean,
first,
give ADCC some time if they lose more athletes the next time this goes.
15. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. And then what, freestyle's 10?
Freestyle's 10.
Greco's 8.
Is it?
Yeah.
6. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. And it's a lot harder to come by a score in jiu-jitsu, usually. In a match with parity is a lot harder to come by a score in jiu-jitsu than it is wrestling. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is a giant deficit to make up. 100%.
Yeah, this is to make up for the Felipe Pena match.
Well,
but does it?
Hold on. From a Gordon Ryan perspective, it does. From an audience perspective, no. This is not necessarily the way I think a lot of us wanted to be entertained for the last moment in the biggest weekend in grappling. It kind of ends on a little bit of a whimper, and that's not necessarily Gordon Ryan's fault. Well, maybe it is, because he was the one who gave himself 2 matches. This was supposed to be the main event. This was supposed to be the main thing that we get excited for.
If he submits him at 2 minutes, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well,
I predict these things.
You're looking good, but I got news for you.
Classic
you could have predicted he would have submitted him, period, at any time, and you would still be correct. Oh, man. Taking it back to...
But what I did was predict the time.
So what
Are you still Mystic Mac if you do it for other people's matches?
No.
No.
You're like Mystic Broker. Like, you just told me when to get in on a good deal.
He needs to rip these hands apart and make me right.
Boy, he is cranking on that sub.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he wants that finished.
So, yeah, that doesn't look good.
Don't let me down now.
Strong,
bro.
Guys, let me just take you back to a time. Commentating a match for the Newaza Challenge, this was exactly what Gordon Ryan was looking to finish Steven Martinez with. That triangle has been in his arsenal for years. Gary Tonin once did a seminar where he said this new student, his purple belt, Gordon's the best in the world at it, and many people were lucky to get that.
Wow.
But yet, Yuri Samois ends up getting out of it, proving, one, KEVIN SHERRILL wrong, that no, a submission did not happen within 2 minutes. So he heard that, took that personally.
He tried.
Said,
you know what? Saw it was in the game plan. Gordon's just not good enough.
You know what it was? Yuri Samois heard that and said, you know what? Just to prove You wrong. I won't get submitted
Listen,
right now.
Yuri heard that and said, "What y'all don't understand is I got that dog in me."
Listen,
I
Gordon
apologize
Ryan,
to Yuri Samoas.
dude.
I was unfamiliar with your game.
I got no beef with Yuri Samoas at all. I just want to put that out there.
Were we concerned about that?
He's distancing himself from me.
No, I get it, but I mean, really, the person that has beef with him is off air, but very vocal about it.
Yes, Gordon has 21 points, but the points he has, he kind of just ran them up in a ticky-tacky way. Like, it's not like he...
I mean, he ran him up. I don't know what
I would
to
love
do
him
other
to
than that.
pop Gordon's foot and for gravy
Just
to
leave
come
a
pouring
fucking calling card. Leave a lasting impression, like a souvenir, if you would, for beating me. If you could.
Yuri's going old school.
Yeah.
Gordon would let it break.
Break
man.
the
There's no way
broomstick.
he taps.
Ankle lock.
He's having to lift his hips, though.
Gordon
It was
Ryan
real.
Time.
is your
But, you know,
super fight champion 2 days in a row. A much better showing than yesterday's, but still
he's
mostly
disappointed.
anticlimactic.
He's disappointed. Look at it. Look at his
Yeah.
body language.
Yet you saw the body language when he popped out of the rear triangle and
Yeah.
Gordon went at him trying to get to his legs. He did not want this to go the distance. Again, it's shades of Khabib Nurmagomedov, where we're sitting here talking about how he fell short because he didn't finish him. Just entirely dominant the entire way, but he didn't finish him. So,
God, I don't even know if I could say the sentence.
Don't say it.
No, I know, but was the Gabby Garcia Craig Jones match better than this?
no.
Good Lord.
Let's take a poll.
What are you talking about? No.
All right, let's take a
Like
poll.
from a pure fan
because
entertainment standpoint.
Yuri had a chance. Gabby didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
There's no way. You guys
And
are
this was real.
insane.
They were
Gabby
both
did not
just-
have a chance.
They were both
listen.
invested.
I'm just talking about from an entertainment.
Yes, Yuri had a chance. Yuri's
hold on.
Yuri's a stud.
Yuri had a chance.
I'm presenting it as an audience member. If you're watching this, if it's a different sport and we don't love it and we know that we got to support this like any other thing, you're probably changing the channel on this one. At least with the absurdity of the Craig Jones Invitational, you got a curiosity as to how it's going to go. Let's go to
let's
mute
hear this.
and let's hear what he has to say.
for ADCC, and it would be an honor for me to dedicate this to Mr. John Banner, wherever you're at. Second guy, this guy has done so much for the fucking sport, stuff that people have no idea about. Paying for surgery, schools, underprivileged kids and their families to go and do tournaments and everything. This wouldn't be happening without him, so a big hand for Mr. Mojo.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on, guys. I got to go fuck myself.
Have you ever won the battles and lost the war? That's a line in the sand you want to draw. This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Hold on.
You want
anyway.
You refer to the rest of everyone that was at CJI, which most of those people are at ADCC today.
Massively more popular than your show with the jiu-jitsu community, and you tell them if you like that show, go fuck yourself.
That's how many million cockroaches?
Yeah.
Can you do
we have a cockroach problem in this community,
It
apparently.
shows that it's going through, but I'm just not getting it back in my feed for whatever reason.
Are we on, or are we just...
We should be on.
You and I just
The
commiserated.
problem is
I
that
hope
I'm
I'm
not getting the playback on my ears. So, test.
Yeah. No, nothing.
It's going through? Okay. Then I guess we didn't
So
get
out of touch,
a...
it's crazy.
We didn't get a... We didn't turn it off. I don't know that we muted it during Gordon Ryan's anyway. Okay. You did say go fuck yourself. Tim, I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say it to you. Give me a second here. We'll have more thoughts on the post show. Filling in for Kevin Sherrill. I mean, you know what the best part is? You don't have to invite Egghead to a good time. Egghead, at the drop of a hat, coming in to fill in for handsome Kevin Sherrill. Egg, listen, I have to ask, what is the thing? What is the issue with Yuri Samoas? Because I'm not excited by the match. I can admit that. But when it's happening, I have to say, all right, it is what we are covering. Where is the beef, or where is the discomfort, or where is the I don't want it?
In the last ADCC, how many submissions did he have to win the absolute to get this chance?
So we're talking about when he actually qualified to be in this spot. You're putting a 0, but you're acting like that didn't qualify him for the position. So by ADCC's rules, he did punch his ticket to get to face Gordon Ryan.
So that just, epitomizes the problems with ADCC rules.
Sure. Okay.
How boring can you be? I mean, we've seen that before with champions, especially the bigger guys. They're like, hey, I can push you off the mats. Congrats, sumo wrestler. Yay. I don't want to watch that.
I hear you. I do.
I mean, I know I'm verging on unprofessional. However, it just let me be the voice of the fans for like a minute. Like,
yeah.
No, thank you, sir.
So how could they get you back? Because up until this year, would you say that you were a fan of ADCC, or at least a fan of this as a spectacle?
Well, I'm still a fan of ADCC. I am not a fan of the idea of somebody like going through a whole bracket without getting a submission. I want you to actually go and try to finish somebody. There's always a risk of somebody trying to play the rules and using it to their advantage. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, okay, all right, great. I'm up on points by 2. Let's just chill for the last 8 minutes. Or I'm sorry, because usually it's 5 minutes to the points.
Right.
So okay, at 5 minutes I get my 2 points, and boring the last whole time. I mean, and we can have that. I mean, and if somebody got it, if hey man, it's not your fault if you play the rules. It's the rule set itself. But it just highlights some of the problems with the rule set itself. Period. Yeah.
So Kevin, you were on the same page or against what Egg was putting out there? Like, where did you fall? Because you guys were very vocal to each other, and now I have you right next to each other. So where did you fall on the Gordon Ryan Yuri Samoas match?
The highest form of the art of draws, but failing that, yeah, I would like a submission.
The highest art.
Yeah. Just got thrown out there that at the ADCC many times I've been called the best dressed man there. I'm not handsome like you.
Clearly I wasn't there.
I got it. I'm not handsome, but I was a well dressed man. So
yeah.
I make up for that in style.
Okay, we have to collect our thoughts here in a second. So what we're going to do in a few is we'll kill this stream, and then we'll get back together for the official post show. But I do want to kind of close out with some thoughts, and I'll ask you guys a couple questions before we wrap this part up. But I'm just perplexed on this, which is it just doesn't feel like a great end. And we had some good action today. Like it feels awkward, anticlimactic. It feels, I can't even say the word letdown because there's a part of me that expects this, and especially when you saw the end result. But I would like to try and pull some positivity out of this. I would like to pull something that I feel is better to end this portion of the stream on. So I'd like to ask this. Egg, you did go. You said you have been a fan of ADCC in the past. So was there something that appealed to you today from today's side of ADCC? What really drew your attention? What got your love and your appreciation here today, sir?
Honestly, I think my favorite match today was Mickey Gaval versus Wagner Hocha.
Okay.
Two Fight Sports guys. Obviously, Wagner, saw Mickey coming up, the young man, the understudy, the mentee, get a little bit of love at the beginning of the match, and then it's like, okay, you're still going to get those Wagner Hocha kicks, etc., because we still fighting. But then at the end, it was that passing of the torch, and we've seen that. We got Mickey Gaval, Elijah Dorsey, we see the Rotolos, the Tackets. Hey, we have this whole swell of amazing young talent that is bringing it with such force and excitement that is like getting everyone pumped up. And then we have a whole gentlemen that are like, as a 45-year-old, I was gonna say they're a little bit closer to my age than theirs, and they're getting to the point where, hey, we're getting a changing of the guard, and God bless them, but it's exciting, and we're here for it, and it's gonna be amazing, and I love that match. And again, hey, Gordon did phenomenal against Yuri. He showed skill, and we will all still study that. Yeah. Because every time we get to see him, we study it. But something like that Galval, versus Hocha match, or something like the Rotolo Tackett match, that would have been like exclamation point to end on. But still, it's an amazing weekend. We are blessed to have been here. One of the only times we'll ever see this, probably ever, if ever we see this again. But we were here, and it was amazing.
Don't get ahead of me. That's post-show stuff. So I want to, you teased it nicely, so you guys can come back for more discussion on that, because he brought up a topic that I will return to a little bit later, one that I don't think people have been asking. So we'll get to that in a second. But closing thoughts here from you, Kevin, like before we get to the post-show and have some time to kind of discuss some themes, just last impressions of who impressed you today at ADCC for this coverage.
Performance-wise, Kynan Dwarch did incredible. I'm actually very impressed with a lot of the athletes that came in bronze. I know that's not where they wanted to end up, but like Dante Leon as a leg locker, you have a ton to study. If you're a leg locker, between Dante Leon, between Owen Livesley, I keep doing that, Owen Jones, Passehead, and between Levi Jones-Leary, you have a lot to study. You have seen a lot of technique, high level technique out there. Like, you need to go home and study. I know I'm gonna. So yeah, a lot of the not necessarily gold medalists put on a lot of interesting jiu-jitsu. I'm really excited to revisit in the post show some of the things we've heard, some of the things we've seen. But as Raf said, let's not get in too deep.
Yeah, I mean, I like to tease things. I like to tell people, we're going to talk more about it. You nerds need to go take a bathroom break or get some food in your system. We're probably going to order some food here as well, or I don't know exactly what we're doing. I'm still figuring it out. But I can tell you this. I wanted to, for those of you who see this in the future, because sometimes you guys come and Lord knows you guys watch these things way after the fact, that sometimes I'm like, really? You guys 3 years ago you watched that? Okay, cool. I did kind of want to put a button on this before we actually get some time to talk as a group and figure out what our last statements will be for this incredible, as Egghead said, Never again, possibly weekend? Question mark. I do feel this, though. I do want to make sure that we end every one of the broadcasts that we are doing by saying thank you to our wonderful supporting staff who have been entirely tireless this entire weekend. And I'll save my remarks for the true end of this show. But if nothing else, a phenomenal job on the lowest of credentials, the lowest of technology, and the maximum output of 15 incredible human beings who just, many are here in person, but we have some man in the chairs who are working there. Our director had back home last night. He made it. I was so happy to hear that, but just a great collection of human beings, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few. But in the meantime, I also want to give shout outs to our sponsors. We got Gold BJJ, who came in with the Sub Soap Body Wash. We got our good friends over at Salt Electrolytes, who made sure that we were able to get here. And of course, Inverted Gear, our presenting sponsor for today. Future Kimonos, who sponsored our Absolute division. At our post show, we will show you all of the winners of our raffles and our brackets, and we'll kind of break down how they ended up going throughout the weekend. And we also want to give a shout out to, as of course, we mentioned Future Kimonos, who sponsored everything, but we also want to give a shout out to Inverted Gear. Inverted Gear came through at the last minute. Love you guys. Can't say enough good things about you guys. So lots and lots of stuff to talk about in the post show. But for right now, we're going to take a look at those very nice sponsors and, and then some. So in the meantime, guys, it has been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats. Welcome back to another installment of the Bullpen. Kev, we got a huge board. Why don't we get straight to it right now? Go ahead and lead us off.
Yeah, thanks, Raf. Today we're talking about the clean aesthetic of Gold BJJ. Their phenomenal streetwear they've got. It's not just training gear, guys. You can get streetwear. Raf, are these all Gold BJJ? All of these cards are Gold BJJ?
Yep, just read the script like we talked about. Welcome back to another installment of the Bullpen. Kev, we got a huge board. Why don't we get straight to it right now? Go ahead and lead us off.
Yeah, thanks, Raf. Today we're talking about the clean aesthetic of Gold BJJ. Their phenomenal streetwear they've got. It's not just training gear, guys. You can get streetwear. Raf, are these all Gold BJJ? All of these cards are Gold BJJ?
Yep, just read the script like we talked about.
Yeah, you're right. They've got a variety of styles. They have a bag. It's phenomenal competition gear. You can bring it with. You can throw it in the wash. Raf, these are really cool. Are any of these for me? Like that bag?
No. They didn't have any stuff for you. They ran out of your
Well, they're
sizes.
really affordable if you need to go out there and get them. You can just get the stuff, goldbjj.com.
These shorts are awesome. I'm going to get this. Wait. Oh, this
Do they have a second set for me? Is that a thing they have?
They were like, hey, man, we ran out of stuff, and they didn't have it in your size because like fat. You know what I mean? So, like, these are all for like me. Anyway, go visit our friends at goldbjj.com.
10,000 hours is a steep mountain to climb to become a master, especially when the task at hand puts a relentless demand on your body. There is nothing casual about this sport. It's all in, all effort, all focus. It takes a lot from you, but the reward is unmatched. Mastery of oneself, an acute understanding of your weaknesses with an explosive sense of your strengths. Being able to complete the climb to mastery requires the proper nutrition. This is why it's important to take in a potent blend of electrolytes that is in tune with your output and brings strength to your goals. This potent blend is only found in Salt Electrolytes. Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs.
Your BJJ game with Inverted Gear, where pandas and performance meet. Whether you train in a gi or prefer no gi, we have something for you. Our gear is built to last and designed to perform no flashy extras, just high-quality craftsmanship and minimal design. Plus, pandas. Don't miss our back-to-school sale going on now. Visit www.invertijar.com and roll with confidence panda style.